4th down and 6. Olbridge gotta have it. Shotgun formation. Nugent, a lot of time. Rolls out. He's running out of space. Will roll the other way. They look, corner of the end zone. Touchdown!
Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead. And the props will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Andrews will be in shotgun. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll throw it down the left sideline. He's got a wide open receiver. He's got the touchdown.
Motion man is Simmons. Trotman throwing towards Simmons down the field, and he makes the catch in traffic for a Bearcats touchdown.
Back to pass, middle of the field. The catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score.
Back on in, here's Yoxie. Yoxie to the backhand, trying to go to the front, makes the move and shot, and he scores!
Gracie comes set and delivers. And that's it on the ground to second. Throw to first, in time, and the ball game is over. South Shore survives a late scare, and they are the 2024 New York State Little League Baseball champions. Live from the Warenenko Sports Center in Roselle, New Jersey, the PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of the American Arena League and Jersey Bearcats football. Tonight, the Bearcats will play their final home game of the 2026 regular season as they take on the Mississippi Wolfpack in a rematch of the 2025 AAL2 championship game. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nicholas Pavona. And as always, we begin our broadcast by welcoming you in to the Brownstone Grill in Metuchen pregame show. And Nick, it's only fitting that you and I are on the call for this championship rematch. It was here at Warenenko that the 2025 AAL2 championship game was decided on the final play. The Bearcats were leading. The Wolfpack were running out of time, and an injury stopped the clock, with Mississippi not having any timeouts left. The head official then began running the clock, with the Wolfpack unprepared to snap the ball. They scrambled to the line, may or may not have gotten the snap off before time expired, had 9 men on the field, and the Bearcats defense got caught completely flat-footed. Mississippi then went on to deliver a touchdown pass to the back of the end zone to win it. These two teams did meet earlier this season as well in a game won decisively by the Bearcats, but with last year's AAL2 championship having been decided on this field, tonight's matchup has that big game feeling coming in.
Yeah, no question about it, Joe. This is a big-time matchup for these two teams, especially considering the fact that both teams just have 2 games left on the regular season, the game tonight and then the respective games next week. But it's got that big fight feel going into this game. Obviously what happened last season here at Warenenko, that thrilling conclusion, a lot of controversy to that conclusion, but nonetheless was an absolute thriller between these two teams. Really left it all out on the turf. And I think, when talking to the Bearcats earlier today, Joe, despite them winning that first game by the margin that they won, you could still see the hunger in their eyes. They want revenge for what happened here last season. The way that they lost that game, it's tough because you build yourselves towards a common goal, and that's winning a championship. And to have it slip through your fingers at the very last second, it was really tough the way the season ended last year for this Jersey team. So despite them winning by the margin that they won the first time these two teams came out, you got to believe the Bearcats are going to want to put an extra, an exclamation point to a season series sweep if they get the job done here tonight.
Big win for Jersey last week and no surprise results around the league during Week 7. Here's an updated look at the AAL standings entering the night. And Nick, the Wolfpack are still in the bottom half of the AAL standings alongside the Bearcats, which would send each of the two teams on the road in the first round of the playoffs. Regardless of whether it is a 3rd or 4th place finish for these two teams, they will have a very tough matchup looming in the first round of the postseason. But before we get there, these two sides will face off tonight, with the Wolfpack hoping to avoid a season series sweep at the hands of Jersey.
Yeah, and they still mathematically have a chance at that number 3 seed, but essentially it feels like it's all about positioning at this point, Joe, for those two teams, trying to figure out where they're going to be going potentially for the postseason in the next couple of weeks. So I think it comes down to, for this Mississippi team, you saw what happened the first time these two teams played. It obviously did not go your way. Nothing really went right on both sides of the ball. They allowed over 40 points in that game, while also not really getting a lot of points as well. I think they scored 8 points, if my math is correct, in that first matchup with this Bearcats defense. And I think if you're Mississippi coming into this performance, I think you have to find a way to make sure that you can catch them by the element of surprise. We certainly were surprised when we saw this matchup last season. Didn't really have too much game film on the Wolfpack, but on both sides of the ball, they really impressed us with how they played in that game. A lot of big plays in the secondary for their defense. Of course, a lot of big plays on the offensive side as well, and it caught the Bearcats off guard. Some of the things that hurt the Bearcats in that game, bad plays, turnovers, and especially penalties. So for the Bearcats, those three things, they have to make sure those don't happen here tonight if they want to get that season series sweep.
We got our first look at the Wolfpack last season in the AAL2 championship game, and we didn't know what to expect from this Wolfpack team coming into Waranenko last season. But regardless of the circumstances surrounding the final few plays, there's no doubt this team was impressive in their first appearance here on PDF. That being said, they will have a pair of tough divisional games to close out the season, beginning with the Bearcats here in Roselle tonight.
Yeah, think about this. They're here tonight in a rematch of the championship game from last season in the AL2. But next week, they'll have to take on Wheeling, and that's a big matchup for not only them, but as well for Jersey. We look at, what the standings were earlier, and you look at the Bearcats schedule as well. They have this matchup here tonight with the Wolfpack. Then they're on the road against the lone undefeated team in the AAL, and that being the Columbus Lions. So not only do the Wolfpack have a tough schedule these last 2 weeks, but the Bearcats have a big matchup looming next week. But as we talked to AJ Roque last week about this and going, it's pretty much the same mindset here tonight. They cannot look ahead to these upcoming matchups. They have to take, make sure they look at the task at hand here tonight. And for this task at hand is a team that caught them off guard last year in the championship. They caught them off guard earlier on the season on the road. Can they do it again here tonight back home?
Before Nick gets a chance to speak to some of the Bearcats, we have a look at what the Bearcats have done this season. And, Nick, this could be our final Bearcats broadcast of the season here on PDF, with the team's last regular season game being on the road in Columbus. But there's also that postponed game against Wheeling that is not going to be made up prior to the start of the postseason. That being said, this team needs to focus on the task at hand in front of them tonight. What did you see last week in the first Bearcats game you covered this season that this team is going to be looking to repeat in their second meeting of the season with Mississippi?
Well, let's start on the offensive side of things, Joe, where I mentioned it last week, and I even spoke to AJ Roque at the end of that game last week. That was probably one of the more impressive performances from the offensive line we have seen, maybe the entirety of us calling Jersey Bearcats here on PDF. They just seemed as if everything was going right for them. Joey Ward, I mentioned, had a bunch of running lanes that he was pretty much untouched. He was able to get a couple touchdowns because of it. So you really like what you saw out of the offensive line, especially with a bit of a quarterback change as well. That really helped Jersey in that game, getting that offensive unit going towards, helping winning the battle of the trenches. On the defensive side, you had to like the consistent pressure they had the entirety of that game. And I really liked what they were able to do. They were able to force some mistakes in the secondary. But I think for Jersey, the biggest thing they have to fix is they had some big mental lapses in that secondary in the second half. Give credit to the Blue Devils. They played a much stronger second half compared to the first half. So if you're the Bearcats, got to find a way to not have those mental lapses and make sure that you can get a full, complete game here tonight in order to get this win over Mississippi.
The Bearcats look to make it 3 straight wins tonight as they take on the Wolfpack in a rematch of last year's AAL2 championship game. When we come back, Nick heads down to field level to speak with AJ Roque and some of the players ahead of tonight's game. Then we take a look at the highlights from last year's AAL2 championship. All that coming up after a message from the sponsors of Jersey Bearcats Arena Football.
Jersey Bearcats football is brought to you by Pino's Bakery. Located at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle, Pino's is your prime stop for specialty cakes, pastries, and deli delights. Always fresh and made to order, our family-owned shop prides itself on bringing our kitchen into your homes and your heart. Pino's is where family, tradition, and goodness are a daily thing. Visit us at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle or online at pinosbakery.net. Thank you to our friends at Pino's Bakery.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089-232-694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Zollner Championship Rings is the official ring provider of the AAL, the AAL2, and your Jersey Bearcats. Zollner provides class with excellence and is the perfect way to showcase perfection on the field of play. See the incredible selection and touch of class at Zollner. Visit us at zchampionship.rings.com and see our competitive pricing. Give Director of Sales, Joseph Khalil, a call at 1-800-303-8548. Zollner, official ring provider of the Jersey Bearcats and the AAL.
The Jersey Bearcats are proud to welcome the sounds of DJ Sparks for the 2025 football season. As heard on Blazing 98.5 FM, DJ Sparks is perfect for nightclubs, concerts, corporate and sporting events. Bringing the party to you. The best sounds and the best time with DJ Sparks. Contact DJ Sparks on social media, email, or by phone, and let's get the party started. DJ Sparks, proud supporter of the Jersey Bearcats.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Kessler Rehabilitation Center are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at Kessler-PT.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
And welcome back to the Brownstone Grill in Metuchen pregame show as we close in on kickoff between the Bearcats and the Wolfpack. My name is Joe Foreman, and my broadcast partner, Nicholas Pavona, is down on field level standing by with Bearcats head coach, A.J. Roque.
All right, Joe, I'm here with Bearcats head coach A.J. Roque. And A.J., let's start off with your team last week. A very nice showing for you on both sides of the ball. But as I know you, I know there were certainly some things that you're still looking to try to fix going into a big matchup here tonight against this Wolfpack team that you faced last year in the championship game, the AAL2. Talk to me about what you're looking to fix here tonight and trying to get a season series sweep against this Mississippi team.
Play with intensity, play sound football. Correct all of our mistakes that we've been doing in the past, right? Because we get ready to hit Columbus and then playoffs. So we need to fix, a few things that need to help us get over that hump.
And speaking of that matchup last year with this Mississippi team, of course, a heartbreaking loss for your team, but you were able to enact some revenge earlier on this season, putting up 40 points on offense and while holding them to under double digits in that game. So talk to me about what went well in the first matchup this season and what you're trying to avoid here tonight compared to what happened last season here at Waranenko.
Again, we went down there with a chip on our shoulder, right, from what happened last year. The guys were, pumped, right, to get their ball back from last year. And that's kind of what we want to do here tonight is, again, make sure we play, flawless, fast football.
And the biggest question I have tonight, AJ, Knicks for the Spurs, so you got Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Got to go with the Knicks.
Smart man. Thank you for your time, AJ. Good luck tonight.
Yes, sir.
That was Bearcats head coach AJ Roque. Joe, let's go Knicks. Back up to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. I see you are dressed for the occasion down there on field level. Knicks jersey, Knicks hat, and a final question pertaining to tonight's NBA Finals. Next up, we will have Nick's conversation with defensive back Albert Curran. Back down on the field to Nick.
All right, Joe, joined on the field by Bearcats defensive player Albert Curran. And Albert, let's talk about the defense last week for your team. A really strong showing against the Blue Devils. Really looked like in the entirety of the game there was a lot of pressure on the defensive unit. So talk to me about the importance of that defensive line and how they create plays throughout the entirety of that game last week.
The defensive line is great. The more pressure they get on the quarterback, the easier they make our lives in the secondary. And the game starts and is won in the trenches. So when the defensive line is playing well, the rest of the unit is playing well.
And speaking about this matchup here tonight against this Mississippi team, obviously a lot of history for your guys. Last year, the AL2 championship game, you guys were able to get some revenge earlier on this season as well on the road. So talk to me about the importance of this game here tonight, especially with the season coming down to an end. And talk to me about as well what your team is looking to try to establish here on the defensive unit going into this matchup.
Physicality. We want to remain physical because we know the games we got coming up. We know playoffs are right around the corner, and obviously we know the matchup that we have ahead of us tonight. It's big being home, having our final home game be against exactly who we're playing because of what happened last year. We have a chip on our shoulder. We're going to come out and remain physical but stay mentally sound. Make sure all of our assignments are correct, alignment's correct, and make sure we continue to build on what we did last week.
All right, Albert, thank you so much for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
That was Albert Curran. Joe, we'll throw it right back up to you.
All right, thank you to Nick, and thank you to Albert Curran of the Bearcats for taking the time to join us ahead of tonight's game. And with that, we're going to throw it to one more break. Nick will make his way back up to the commentary desk, and when we come back, we will have highlights of last year's AAL2 championship game. That's coming up next here on the PDF Sports Network.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here, along with Joe Calv, wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen?
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
The PDF Sports Network is officially seeking sponsors for the 2026 Vetera Liga season. The Vetera Liga is the top professional American football league in Finland, and now, for the first time, is available in the English language and in the U.S., courtesy of PDF. Join us as we make history by showcasing the Maple League to a new worldwide audience. Our partnership with the Vetera Liga was recently featured in International Business Journal as a groundbreaking venture that in 2025 earned us a Global Recognition Award and a GHP Magazine Award for Best Local Live Broadcasting in the nation. It's time to bring our coverage to the next level and showcase your products and business to local and international audiences. Show your support now by calling us at 732-723-8189 or by emailing pdfsportsnet@gmail.com.
Burgers are better at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
My weekend starts with the Brownstone burger, topped with cheddar, barbecue sauce, and a fried egg.
Give me the Hawaiian burger. I love the Canadian bacon and sweet pineapple.
How do you like your salads? Shrimp, chicken, beef?
Stop in and see why families are eating good at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
Joe Foreman and Nicholas Bavona back with you here on the PDF Sports Network. And as promised ahead of our last break, we're going to take a look back at last year's AAL2 championship game. Bearcats and Wolfpack on this field. Highlights coming your way. And Nick, it was a strong start for the Bearcats on the ground as Nas Adams takes it in for the game's first score.
Yeah, pretty much almost untouched on that play right there by Adams, getting a good start for the Bearcats. And it happened on the defensive side. 4th and goal. You see the quarterback scrambling, goes towards his right, but the Bearcats able to prevent him from getting into the end zone. Again, the 4th down stop.
The Wolfpack used 2 quarterbacks in that game, Newsom and Edison, under center at different times. Here you see the Bearcats signal caller, Mateo Rodriguez, take it in for a touchdown, and the celebration was on at this point, Nick. 2-score lead early. The Bearcats feeling good, but those good feelings didn't last very long.
Well, this certainly didn't feel good for Edison to Newsom on that touchdown pass. But what an incredible catch by Newsom.
Crushed on that one, but immediately following that touchdown, it's another score for the Wolfpack. Pick 6, Joseph Weatherby. He takes it to the house, and the Wolfpack now within a point.
Yeah, big touchdown right there just before the end of the first half. But before we got to the halftime, a little bit of confusion towards the end of that first half. Offside penalty setting up the Bearcats for 1st and goal. Originally appeared to be 4th and goal. That was not the case. Adams gets a second touchdown right here.
And that was huge. We did not think that the Bearcats had a first down to pick up down around the goal line. They did, and that offsides call afforded them first down yardage half the distance. They convert for the touchdown late in the first half. They lead it start of the third quarter.
And we see Sanders right there, 4th and goal, gets the toss, just gets into the end zone for the touchdown. They go for 2. They do get it, and the Wolfpack have the lead.
Lead for Mississippi, their first of the game, and Jersey coughs up the football. Nas Adams fumbles, recovered by Sanders on the defensive side.
And then we'll see Q Powell up this next upcoming play. Joe entered in as a sub after some injuries and an ejection. Gets a perfect pass from Edison. Off of Edison's back foot, slant route, works to perfection into the end zone to put his team back up 7.
You can't throw a much better ball under immense pressure in that situation. However, the PAT is blocked. It looked like a scrum for the football, but somehow the Bearcats emerge. Barry Turner runs it back for 2, and Jersey is within 5. They only need a touchdown to take the lead after this.
And that was the Wolfpack's first PAT attempt of the night. You'll see right here, then a big play for Reed, getting the go-ahead score. They get the 2-point conversion as well, and they have a 3-point lead late in that matchup.
At this point, we thought it was possible this game could come down to a field goal. Instead, on 4th down, it is a huge pass interference penalty on Jersey. It was the right call, and that sets up the Wolfpack with an opportunity to win it in the closing seconds.
And it sets up the also controversial play right here. Short completion, clock running. The Wolfpack know that they have to get to the line quickly, and one of the players goes down with a apparent injury on the play.
Yeah, I have to admit, at the time, we weren't so sure about it. I don't think anything has changed in nearly a year since this game was played. A flag was also thrown on the play, we would presume, for the injury. However, the official runs the clock. The Wolfpack hardly appear ready to go. Jersey completely flat-footed, pass complete, touchdown, and the Wolfpack walk it off for a championship victory here at Waranenko as they knock off the Bearcats. But that's not all, Nick. Take a look at this freeze frame.
Well, if you could do some math right there, folks, 9 men on the field. That is too many men on the field right there for the Wolfpack. So they got away with one right there. And you mentioned the catching them off guard. They caught a lot of us off guard in that matchup, and a tough way, as I mentioned, for Jersey season to come down to an end. A lot of controversy as well as a thrilling conclusion to that game. But now we have another game here today between these two teams. It looks to be scheduled for a few moments from now. We're waiting on the Bearcats to make their pregame introductions. But, Joe, a huge fight feel for these two teams. Mississippi looking to get revenge from earlier on this season. The Bearcats looking to get revenge from last season's matchup here at Waranenko. So a lot is on the line for these two teams here tonight.
And I think it is about that time, Nick. The music has stopped, and I do believe we are preparing for the introduction of starting lineups. The Bearcats yet to take the field. The Wolfpack appear very much ready to go. So we're just waiting for Jersey to make their entrance out of the tunnel. And with that, we will step aside and take a quick break. We will return for player introductions and the playing of the national anthem. Jersey Bearcats Arena Football, their home finale of this 2026 regular season, coming up next as they take on the Mississippi Wolfpack. And we are back from the Waranenko Sports Center. Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Bavona. And Nick, 2 horns have sounded the last couple of minutes. I think that's Jersey's cue to make their way out onto the field, but we are still waiting. The public address announcer is venturing toward the Mississippi bench. Anthony giving us a wave as well. So, Nick, we continue to wait. You know, if there was ever a day where I wasn't exactly keen on waiting, it's this one.
It certainly is. A lot on the line. I mentioned championship type of feel here, but in the Tri-State area, there's a lot of championship feels right now for the Knicks tonight. I mentioned it in our pregame interviews with A.J. Roque. I asked him who he thought was going to win tonight. I'm not going to lie, Joe. If you said the opposite way, I might have told you to cut the interview short and maybe not air it.
We'll cut that question. You'll have a jump cut from your previous question, too. Back to you, Joe. But a 6 o'clock start is a very tough sell for the Knicks fans who would normally attend these Jersey Bearcats home games. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a late start based on what we're seeing in front of us. So let's talk a bit more about this matchup tonight. We got to look back at the meeting from last year. Of course, the first meeting earlier this season went the Bearcats' way, and it was a decisive win for Jersey. What from last year's game allowed the Wolfpack to get back in it and ultimately steal a win?
It was a couple of things, Joe. First, the Bearcats had a couple of bad turnovers in that game. We saw the pick 6 that led to Mississippi making it a 1-point game. We also saw the fumble after they trailed for the first time in that game that led to the Wolfpack going up by 7 at that point. And I talked about it in the pregame of that game, and it was really a big factor in that game, too. A lot of bad penalties for the Bearcats in that game, including, of course, that controversial 4th down play. Well, I shouldn't say controversial. It was a pass interference, but a really big call in that spot because we saw it. You know, when you look at the play entirely, as long as they don't hold on the jersey, they were not going to get a first down. They were well short of the first down marker had they made a tackle, but the tug of the jersey leads to the pass interference, leads to new life for the Wolfpack, and they were able to capitalize on it. Now, credit to the Wolfpack. They were able to take advantage of some of those mistakes, and I think when you get big-time playmakers like Newsom, who was monster in that game, not only in the quarterback play, but we saw the touchdown grab he made as a wide receiver. He was huge. Edison came in late as the quarterback, and around the first or second quarter, he was big as well for them. So a lot of things went right for the Wolfpack in that game. If you talk to the Bearcats, and talking to them earlier about this, it still stings. You know that they have looked at the game film from that game as well as the game earlier on this season. I got the sense there is a lot more extra motivation from this team coming into tonight. You can kind of just see it in the players' eyes, the coaches' eyes. They really want this game tonight, get this win, and with one game left in the regular season, try to go into the postseason on a little bit of a winning streak.
And I'm glad you mentioned that late pass interference, Nick, because that particular play, as you said, the completion, even if it is made, is well short of a first down. The Bearcats simply had to let Mississippi catch the ball and then make the tackle. Committing that penalty so far short of the sticks is really where the letdown occurred. So I'm glad you brought that up. And late in that game, even if you think time has expired, and I think we agreed here at the commentary desk, there was a good chance time had run out before that final snap. You can't get caught flat-footed on that play.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that entire play, Joe, the only people that were not flat-footed was the quarterback Edison, the wide receiver who caught the ball, and the one defender in the Bearcats secondary. There were only 3 players that made any type of movement on that play. So I think that's something to note too. But as we also noted as well, there might have been too many men on the field as we're about to get to player introductions.
All right, Nick and I will step off headset for player introductions and the national anthem. We will be right back from the Waranenko Sports Center.
Mississippi Wolfpack and at this time, please welcome the visiting Mississippi Wolfpack to the field. And now, please welcome the hardest working ladies in football, the Lady Bearcats. And now, with the help of the lovely Lady Bearcats, let's welcome the home team, Waranenko's own Jersey Bearcats. we enjoyed today. At this time, we kindly ask you to please rise if you're able and remove your hats as we honor the United States of America as well as those service members we are so grateful for with the playing of our national anthem. ceremonial flag toss. At this time, the representatives for the Bearcats and the Wolfpack, please make your way to center field. We have a very special guest assisting with tonight's ceremonial flag toss. During the card toss duties from the Roselle Board of Education is Miss Leslie Wood.
Joe Foreman and Nicholas Pavona back with you here on the PDF Sports Network. And Nick, the time is now. Kickoff about 12 minutes late, but no problem there as we get to hear John Cena's legendary theme and entrance music.
Makes me want to run through a wall right now.
It makes me want to charge out onto the field and do a head-first slide across the turf. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Jersey won the coin toss. They will receive to get us started here tonight.
It's a line drive kick.
Line drive, played on a bounce in the end zone. Joey Ward tripped up and taken down around the 5-yard line. So that kickoff took a bad bounce for the Bearcats. Ward couldn't corral it off the first hop, had to play it in the end zone, and the Wolfpack do well to rally and make the tackle.
Yeah, and I think, remember last year, Joe, I don't know if you remember how the Wolfpack attacked that special teams unit the entirety of the game. They kept kicking the ball towards the top of the netting. They went towards the side. They wanted to make sure that the Bearcats were going to be able to return any kickoffs in that game because the Bearcats up until that point in the playoffs were having a really strong stretch of kickoff return touchdowns, but they do a good job right there. Line drive kick, it hit off of one of the Bearcats. I believe it was Ward that it hit off of, and he returns it not far enough. So going to be a very extensive drive here for Jersey.
Jersey will take over from their own 5-yard line, maybe give him the 6. As it's first down toss, and Ward breaks a tackle, looking to break one more, and he lost the football. It's still loose, and the Wolfpack have it inside Jersey territory.
And, Joe, this is exactly what happened last season. Not quickly they got the turnover force, but right there, first play of the game, they go with the toss to the outside. Ward gets a good run right there, got some extensive yardage, but unfortunately coughed the ball up at the very tail end, and just like that, Mississippi forces the turnover, and now they're on offense.
And we saw that in last year's AAL2 championship, Nick, a costly Bearcats fumble to help jumpstart the Wolfpack in their comeback bid. Mississippi in the gun, hands off on first down, and it's going to be a nice gain of about 4 or 5 yards on the first down carry.
And we saw a lot of that too last season. A lot of heavy set formations, inside zone handoffs, and a nice little 4 or 5 yard dink off right there on first down.
It's going to be a second down and a long 4, short 5 for the Wolfpack. And we don't see many teams come into Waranenko and successfully run against Jersey. If Mississippi can do that, they can shorten this game, and it won't take much more to score on this drive. They're already inside the 20. A few more carries like that one, and they're on the board first. It's a second down completion, and that one might be just short of a first down. It looks like it's going to set up a 3rd and inches.
And look how quickly that pass went off, Joe. It was a underneath hand, snap right there for the Wolfpack. A quick, flat route out on the outside. And they got about 3 or 4 yards on the play. It's going to set up a more manageable 3rd and short. And if we saw what we saw last season, I would expect to see another inside handoff and a very power-heavy offense type right here. You can see the formation they're probably going to come out here, Joe. I'm expecting another inside handoff here on 3rd and short.
We've seen the Bearcats run plenty of single back, and if you take a look at this formation, the ball carrier to begin the drive is lined up just to the left of center. Pre-snap motion from the wideout position near side, and a fumbled snap. It is loose on the turf. And it is recovered by Mississippi, setting up a 4th and 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, big break right there for the Wolfpack. It was a bobbled snap, trying to maybe think about what they were going to do as soon as the snap was taken. But they got a big break right there, recovering it. But now it sets up a 4th and about maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, they backed it up even further, Nick.
Yeah, so that's a big mishap right there for the Wolfpack. And now the Bearcats are a stop away from negating that fumble on the first play of the game. So we're going to have a stoppage here on the field. It might be about the ball placement.
And, Nick, we didn't have any game film of Mississippi from this season coming in. However, I'd be curious to know how many game reps do they have running offense from under center, because we saw that snap go awry. I don't know if it ever reached the hands of the quarterback. I think that ball just ended up straight off the fingertips and on the turf. So if you haven't had many reps in game running an offense from under center, that can be quite the adjustment period, especially against the defensive front like Jersey.
It almost felt like a baseball play where you get that ground ball, you want to make a play or throw it towards a base, and instead of making the play, you lose the ball in your glove, and it's a mishap. And it felt like that right there. It looks like they were ready to make the play, but as he looked away, he muffed the snap, but still have a chance here on 4th down.
Take a look at the big bodies in the offensive backfield here. A Wildcat formation, and a flip forward is incomplete. The look was there, and the shovel pass was short.
I love that play call too, Joe. They pretty much almost caught them off guard. They had it right there.
They had it.
But the Bearcats got the pressure, and that was something that I mentioned earlier on, that was very consistent a lot last week. That pressure was a big reason why they forced an incompletion and get a turnover on downs.
And you said it, Nick. You have to respect that play call. Pulling that out early in the game and doing so with the look being there is impressive, but you have to execute. And arguably, that's the most important part of the equation. If you don't execute, it doesn't matter whether or not the play turned out as you drew it up, and it sure did. They had the open man for a first down. And credit to the Bearcats as well, putting pressure on the passer to force that shovel pass to come up a bit short. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack had to rush an 8th man on the field.
They had a lot of those problems last year, if you remember, in that matchup.
Pre-snap motion from the slot. Quick throw, Rodriguez complete. Meekill turning upfield and fighting across the Mississippi 20-yard line, and he's down inside the 20 for a first down.
That's what you really like to throw the ball to Meekill on that type of a play, Joe. He could turn a 5-yard route into a 20-yard route with the movement he makes immediately after catch. And something we also saw last year, Joe, quick up-tempo offense for the Bearcats.
Handoff from under center, and immediately that play was
still
blown
there.
up. Ward's still on his feet, and Ward is in for a touchdown. That play was blown up behind the line, and Ward refused to go down.
And, Joe, that was another thing we saw a couple times in the matchup last year. It was both sides not being able to make a tackle, and right there, Ward showed it perfectly on that play. You mentioned it looked like he was pretty much dead to rights in the backfield. 1 stiff arm, 2 stiff arm. He's into the end zone for an incredible touchdown as we get a second look right here.
I'm surprised they didn't blow it dead, Nick. That is some display of strength and agility by Ward in the backfield. I thought they had him for a loss of a couple at least. And he was able to spin off the hit and reverse field to score the touchdown.
They're going for 2 here.
Jersey working under center once again for this 2-point try. It's a fake handoff and a rollout by Rodriguez, who just got across the goal line.
Barely got it, but that was a play call they used in the championship game, if you remember, too. It got them one of their touchdowns. We saw it on, or I should say, one of their 2-point conversions in that game. And it worked to perfection, that bootleg type of play, rolling out towards his right. And Rodriguez gets in. It's an 8-0 lead for Jersey. So how about that start for this game, Joe? They fumble on the first play. Defense gets the turnover on downs, and the offense responds in a big way, especially Ward, who fumbled it on the first play. He comes back with a vengeance and gets the touchdown.
I think in summary, Nick, it's been quite the eventful first 4.5 minutes in this game. Jersey with the turnover. Mississippi threatening, turned it over on downs, and Jersey gets it right back, allowing Joey Ward to put the first points of this game up on the board. Ward breaking out of a gang tackle in the offensive backfield, spun off the contact, and made it up the sideline into the end zone for a Jersey touchdown. Jersey placing this football on its side in preparation for this kickoff. Kick off the foot of Nick Price, touched by one of the up men and scooped up at the 20. And hold on a second, he's still on his feet. Wow, That is back-to-back plays outside of the two-point conversion where it appeared the ball carrier was dead to rights. Instead, it's a big run after first contact, this time on the kick return.
Yeah, we could be in for a highlight field type of performance here today, Joe. Both teams right now so far having trouble making tackles. It looked like for sure they were going to get him right here, but how in the world did not only he kept his balance, almost falling down to a knee, which would have knocked him dead right there, but he stays up and gets extra yardage and a great opportunity here for the Wolfpack to respond to giving up that touchdown.
I couldn't tell if the Bearcats had a handful of jersey or a handful of face mask on that attempted tackle.
I believe it was the jersey.
Yeah. Great starting field position on drive number 2 for the Wolfpack. Clock running inside of 9.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. It is 1st and goal. They have it at the 10. It's going to be a first down throw complete. And a good job there by the Bearcats to make sure that one didn't go any further. Dominic Williams, who had the big play defensively last week, believe it was a scoop and score, able to come up with that tackle.
Yeah, he had a nice run after recovering that fumble, and a nice job right there to secure that tackle. About a 5-yard gain, makes it 2nd and goal. I see what they did there.
How about the soundtrack of the game from Madison Square Garden? The MSG Arena defense chant playing over the PA system here at Waranenko. They picked up 5 on that first down completion. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line.
That's another Wildcat formation here.
Pre-snap motion out of the slot. Fake handoff on the sweep. And we'll see if they get enough. They did. Mississippi on the board for the first time. It's a Wildcat touchdown. Again, we do not have a Wolfpack roster, but the Wolfpack are indeed on the board for the first time this evening.
And you got to like the play call once again, Joe, going back to that Wildcat formation. They went with the pass last time on 4th down, did not get it, but this time around, you're able to get that Wildcat, you fake the jet sweep handoff, and you go in yourself. And when you have a body like that as your quarterback playing, your running back playing quarterback, that certainly helps as well.
And credit to the Wolfpack, unfazed by the turnover on downs, and the Bearcats score. They get it right back, make a big play of their own on special teams, and take it in for 6. They will look to get even with a 2-point conversion.
Expect a lot of 2-point conversion attempts here from both of these sides tonight.
2 receivers to the left, 1 wide right, and a run up the middle will not get there. Jersey strong up front on the defensive line, and it will stay a 2-point game with the Bearcats on top, 8-6.
And how about this start to this game, Joe? I mean, we talked about all the storylines coming into this game, a rematch of the championship last year, a rematch from earlier on this season, and so far it's delivered here in the first couple minutes.
Last year, Jersey went up 2 possessions before Mississippi scored any points. And the Wolfpack battled back, ultimately took the lead thanks in large part to the Bearcats' fumble that we saw during our highlight package during the Brownstone pregame show. Jersey fumbled early tonight. Mississippi could not turn that into points. And now the Wolfpack find themselves within 2 following the failed 2-point attempt. The Wolfpack will kick off here. We saw Jersey placing the football on its side for their last kickoff. The Wolfpack utilizing the tee here. Kick just shy of that low-hanging roof. Ward has it. He's across the 25. Out to the 20, still going, and on his feet he remains, down to the goal line and in for a Bearcats touchdown.
They can't tackle him right now, Joe. They're having a problem doing so. Ward able to once again find that room, and you could see it from our point of vantage. As soon as he was able to break that tackle, that entire right sideline was wide open for him to get in for another touchdown.
What is going on with the tackling, Nick? both teams have had their struggles.
Yeah, if you ask both the coaches, they're right now not happy with the discipline of the tackling so far in this game. If you had to, expect. But, man, how about this game for Ward? Fumble on the first play, and now he's got a rushing touchdown and a kickoff return touchdown. It's 14-6, already 20 points on the board, and we are not even a few minutes in. We're about, maybe 7 minutes almost into this game?
We are at the midway point of the first quarter. Jersey will go for 2 here.
Timeout on the field taken by the Wolfpack.
And this is a big 2-point attempt, Nick, because if Jersey converts here, they go in front by 2 scores.
And something that I mentioned earlier on, the Wolfpack had a lot of problems last year, if I remember correctly, in that game due to the fact that they were subbing guys in early and late, and that was a big factor in that game too. They had no timeouts by the end of that game, and a big reason was because they had late substitutions. So they were trying to avoid the too many men on the field at that point in the game. Credit, they didn't get called for at the end of the game, but nonetheless, that's a big reason why they just called the timeout right there.
Another note very quickly, the clock was running prior to that timeout call by the Wolfpack. Jersey once again operating from under center. Rodriguez looks right now, looking left, throws end zone too high, incomplete. And Jersey will settle for 6.
You want that one back. Had a little bit of space right there in that corner end zone, but high throw from Rodriguez will keep this a one-possession game. It's 14-6.
Well, that's a big hold on the conversion by the Wolfpack, as I mentioned before, because once it becomes a 2-score deficit, that really changes the dynamic of the game. And for now, the Wolfpack remain within 1 possession. And to this point, Nick, it seems like very simple analysis, but it might be the truth. Whatever team can figure out the tackling could be the team that gains the advantage very quickly, because broken tackles have set up 2 of the 3 scores. You could argue all 3.
I would say all 3, yeah, for sure. Especially the Bearcats' 2 touchdowns. That's certainly been because of missed tackles. And even the Wolfpack, they didn't get the touchdown because of a missed tackle, but it was set up by the missed tackle on the kickoff return.
Yep. Football once again on its side, sent up the middle of the field by Price, played on a hop. And once again, Mississippi will get good starting field position, this time inside of the Jersey 20-yard line. So what do you think about the short kick, Nick?
It might be because of personnel. Maybe they have a different kicker tonight. I would think so, compared to what we usually see.
But
so I think that's a problem. It's going to be an issue for the Bearcats in this game. They're going to have a lot of short field position allowed because you're not really going to be able to kick the ball deep in this game. So you're going to have to try and maybe force a pooch kick, or maybe you try to catch them off guard and try to get an onside, and maybe you recover it.
Well, I only ask, Nick, because it seems like the Bearcats are not intentionally putting everything into those kicks, almost as if to avoid sending it deep. But based on how the first kickoff went early in the game, maybe that's a reason why you would. Think back to the one that Ward had to scramble into the end zone to get to. Wolfpack taking over here, deep inside of Jersey territory. Inside the 20, they spotted at the 18. Clock winding inside of 6 minutes. And a first down handoff will go for a gain of 2.
Yeah, immediately right there, the Bearcats able to make the tackle on the play. 2 defenders getting there at the perfect opportune time. Brandon Perrott was one of those guys to get there. About 2nd and 8 upcoming here for the Wolfpack.
Charles Faulkner also in on that tackle as well.
Defense.
Chance of defense from the PA system. Quite interesting.
Not the first, certainly won't be the last.
Fair enough. Just over 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Wolfpack operating out of the gun. Trips to the left of this formation, pre-snap motion out of the slot. And it will be a throw. Complete to the left. And that is a gain of maybe a yard with a flag coming in for a horse collar tackle.
It has to be.
Yep.
Just basing that off of how he went down on the tackle, you can easily tell.
It was announced has a face mask, and they're trying to stop the clock.
Looks like it might be a face mask, but regardless, it's the same exact result. It's going to be a first down regardless on that penalty. And as I mentioned, that was really what hurt the Bearcats last season in this matchup. It was a thing that was hurting them the entirety of the season, that being penalties, and played a big factor in last year's championship game, and now it sets up the Wolfpack inside the goal line.
Once again, it will be goal to go for Mississippi. They spot it at the 8-yard line. That penalty half the distance. This time Mississippi will work from under center. Motion across the formation, left to right, and a throw to the right was bobbled and dropped. Tight window to try and fit that ball into. I think you'll settle for a bobbled reception and a drop there.
Yeah, we saw last week, too, in the matchup with the Blue Devils, a couple of drops on both sides of the ball, and we saw the Bearcats were able to get a nice touchdown late in the first half after a couple of drop passes. I believe it was Manny Stewart that was the one, if I'm not mistaken.
It's potentially another Wildcat look. Indeed it is. One broken tackle, two broken tackles,
almost
and
a third.
No more. Jersey doing well to stick with that play. And officially, it will go down as a sack. I'm not sure about that, Nick. But
yeah.
It looked like a Wildcat formation pre-snap.
It was. Now the question is, what do you draw up here on 3rd and goal? It looks like they're around the 12, maybe 11-yard line here. Do you try to set stuff up here on 3rd down and maybe get you a couple of yards away, maybe get it a 4th and 1, or are you looking towards the end zone here on this spot?
I would guess they end up throwing short of the end zone and trying to get some of it. That would be my guess. But by all means, if the opportunity is there in the end zone, you take it without hesitation. Pre-snap motion from the right of the formation. A flag comes out, and a throw over the middle is incomplete.
The question is going to be, what is that flag on the outside towards us? It had to be movement before the snap, if I had to guess. And right now the indication is against the Bearcats defense.
Yeah.
So you would think maybe neutral zone infraction, something like that. But we'll have to wait.
Oh.
So are they motioning you for a replay? Joe's going to find out. He's going towards where AJ Roque is set up right now.
False start against Mississippi. That penalty is declined. It'll be 4th down.
Not sure exactly what happened right there, but they said the penalty was declined, so it was against Mississippi. So, Joe, what was the confusion?
So earlier in the season, Dave had brought his own personal iPad and placed that down at the scorer's table. We do not have that device tonight.
Okay.
I had a comparable device had I known that we could have brought. I have a monitor.
Well, Joe, it's now 4th and goal. That last penalty was on the Wolfpack. It was declined, so big play right here for Mississippi.
And it's a throw that is intercepted. That looked like an interception straight out of a video game. Going up to get it was Williams. And it will be a first down for the Bearcats right up against their own goal line.
Well, he had the scoop and score last week, and now he makes another big play this week. Was pretty much in the right place at the right time as he gets the interception on 4th down, and the Bearcats defense once again gets a big stop in this game. But as you mentioned, Joe, because of that interception and the short run back, the Bearcats are going to start this drive pretty much backed up into their own goal line, so not much room to run. Got to avoid any type of safety as well as any turnover that can lead to a touchdown.
Well, we've seen this offense backed up against their own end zone before. It's rare that the Bearcats have taken a safety or had the catastrophic mistake. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, they have forced quite a few of those big miscues with the opponent backed up against their own end zone.
Have to think Ward would probably get a handle for something here on this play, but they're going to throw it.
You would think wrongly, as that one is thrown incomplete short to the right. And that's the right play by Mateo Rodriguez.
Yeah, normally when you see a first down play backed up into your own territory, you expect to run on that one. But the Bearcats, fooling all of us, including myself, by throwing the football. But you mentioned it. Nice job by Rodriguez just to throw that one down towards the ground and not avoiding a sack on that play to make it second down.
Just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. Jersey in front 14-6. Once again, they come out working under center. Pre-snap motion man Meekill, and he has the reception. Meekill turns it upfield across the 25-20. Meekill still going. He's inside the 15, 10-5. Touchdown.
And Joe, what was it once again? Missed tackles by the Wolfpack made that happen towards the very tail end of that play. But I mentioned earlier, Meekill makes a simple slant route go from 5-yard gain all the way to a long touchdown reception.
That was a well-timed throw right in the middle of 3 Mississippi defenders. And Nick,
you can count how many missed tackles there were, especially that last one right there.
They just have not been able to wrap up any of the Bearcats. Jersey now in front 20-6. They will go for 2 once again, with a chance to extend their lead to the full breadth of 2 scores. Clock stopped at 38.5 here in the opening quarter. Pre-snap motion again up into the slot. Rodriguez running out of time, throws to Meekill complete. And he was across the goal line for the 2-point conversion. What a sequence of plays there for Phil Meekill. Back-to-back receptions. One goes for a touchdown, another for 2 more.
And he's had himself a fantastic start to this game. Just gets the 2-point conversion right there. And think about this, Joe, for the Bearcats. Last time these two teams played here at Waranenko, Bearcats only had 29 points in that game. They're already at 22 here in the first quarter.
And those lovely camouflage jerseys the Bearcats are wearing tonight have been designed and provided by Nelson Sports Concepts. Nelson Sports Concepts.
Once again, Jersey with the ball set on its side for this kickoff. The clock at 38.5. First quarter nearing a close, and in between quarters 1 and 2, we will share a message from one of the great sponsors of Jersey Bearcats Arena Football. You'd figure one play here for Mississippi. And again, it's a short kick, touched by one of the up men.
Still bobbled.
And brought in just in time. Those camouflage uniforms closing in quickly. But the Wolfpack will take over in Jersey territory once again. The Bearcats will take the field defensively with the ball spotted at their 24-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the strategy they're going to go with, Joe. You know, you're trying to get hit off of one of those up men and then hit off a second player afterwards. And they almost got to the football there to maybe get an onside recovery, but the Wolfpack able to hold on to it. And now, as you mentioned, they're in plus territory.
They get a bit better field position than I expected, Nick. I thought they had spotted it at the 24. This ball is at the Jersey 22.
We'll see if they get this play off, Joe. The clock is running.
They don't need to snap it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna wait. I think they're gonna wait till the second quarter.
And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 1. And with this break between the first and second quarters, it is all about fitness. And this quarter break is sponsored by Infinite Athletic Training, located in Piscataway, New Jersey. When it comes to athletic training, health care, rehabilitation, fitness, sports performance, return to play, and athlete recovery, Infinite Athletic Training's clinicians are the go-to providers for youth and adult athletes, as well as those leading active lifestyles. IAT has been providing knowledge, compassionate, and patient-centered care to thousands of athletes over the last 20 years. Work one-on-one with them and let Infinite Athletic Training help unlock your performance potential or get you back in the game. Visit them at infiniteathletictraining.com or give them a call at 732-783-4973. Thank you to our friends at Infinite Athletic Training. And with that, we'll throw it down to field level for a performance from the Lady Bearcats. And we are back from the Waranenko Sports Center. Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Pavona here at the start of quarter number 2. Jersey over Mississippi, 22-6. However, the Wolfpack getting good starting field position on this drive. They will look to throw on first down. Pressure arrives, and the throw ends up in the Mississippi bench. There was a receiver in the area.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that last week, that pressure from the Bearcats defensive line. And they forced that throwaway right there into the bench right there for the Wolfpack. It's been thrown off by the PA announcement right there. Nonetheless, second down.
2nd and 10 from the Jersey 22-yard line. Once again, the Wolfpack working out of the gun. Motion up the far side pre-snap. And a throw that way is tipped and nearly picked off. That one off the fingertips of Jacquin Wembley. Tough over-the-shoulder grab, but I'm sure that's one he believes he should have had.
Yeah, certainly, Joe. A chance to get an interception right there. Of course, another turnover for this Bearcats defense, initially tipped by the linebacker and then almost intercepted at the very tail end.
That was tipped by Albert Curran, who you got a chance to speak to pregame. And you could tell during your pregame conversations with Albert and Coach Roquet that intensity and effort and making a statement were points that were hammered home across both of those conversations, and a point of emphasis tonight. As that one is complete. How did they fit that one in? Devontae LeGrand with great coverage, perhaps an even better catch.
Yeah, LeGrand couldn't have done any more on that play right there, Joe. He played it perfectly. It was just an unbelievable catch towards the sideline, but for Mississippi, they have a 4th and about, what would you say, 7 yards still to go here.
It's going to be a long 6.
Yeah.
Short 7, maybe.
Sure.
Either way, the Wolfpack feels like, Nick, they have to have this. The coverage on that last completion so good that LeGrand made the tackle in the process of defending the pass. It's a 4th down throw, and it is a 4th down completion. Did they get enough?
Let's see where the
and
marker
did.
is, and they did.
By a yard. Bearcats brought the pressure there, and Wolfpack were well prepared for it.
A good poise and presence in that pocket, realizing not only to make that throw, but then also for the receiver to realize how many yards he needed to get that first down. You see it right there. They just barely got it.
I thought they gave him a really good spot, Nick.
Yeah.
He may have gotten it, but I thought they gave him a great spot.
If we have a stoppage at some point, I would like to see maybe one more time to see where the referee was and where the
Following this
marker
next play,
is.
we'll get one more look at it. 1st and 10, and Mississippi back in the Wildcat. It's a run up the middle, and that's a good tackle by Nick Price.
We were talking about the tackles missed so far in this game, but Price makes a big-time tackle right there for the second down play. But let's go back to that 4th down conversion, Joe.
You have a better view of it than I do, Nick. What do you think?
It looks like he's maybe
Joe
at
thinks
the marker.
he's short.
I think the problem is of where he caught it with the football and where he was positioned is why I don't think he got it either.
Okay.
It might have been by a smidge. It was very close. I don't think it was an extra yardage, a yard I should say, for what the official said on the field.
Wolfpack back in the gun. 2nd and long. It's a throw over the middle and incomplete. Too high. They had an open man coming across, and the ball just sailed over his head.
Yeah, it was a blitz right there for the Bearcats. I was trying to see what the number was on that play, but regardless, that blitz forced that errant throw very high to make this now 3rd down. I believe it was Charles Faulkner that made the blitz on the play that forced that high throw.
3rd and long now. Ball in Jersey territory, just outside of the 10-yard line. Inside of 10 minutes to go until halftime. Pre-snap motion far side. And a throw over the middle is dropped. Credit for getting that ball out on the side of the Wolfpack, but the pressure again applied by Jersey forces the incompletion.
And it was Faulkner again, Joe, that got the pressure, but it's a little bit gingerly going back towards his team's bench. Don't know maybe if he got poked in the eye or something on the tail end of that throw, but another almost interception right there. And it's now a crucial 4th down conversion attempt once again for the Wolfpack.
It's a big 4th down. And I said it before, but it feels like one that the Wolfpack have to have, trailing by 2 scores. Clock winding down toward 9 minutes. And this is a Wildcat look. And
they were going to
throw
it
nowhere.
They were trying to do the Tebow throw right there, Joe. I don't know if you noticed it.
I figured they were, but it never had a chance.
Yeah, as soon as he ran up towards the line of scrimmage, he was motioning to throw, but he was not able to do so. And he immediately got tackled as he was trying to make that attempt.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a head scratcher, Nick. We'll get one more look at it here. I see where they were trying to throw it, but
I think he just ran up too far on the field.
Yeah, I don't think they were able to strike that balance between selling the play and avoiding taking steps forward straight into the rush.
Yeah, the play call wasn't bad. It was more of the fact that he ran too far out into the line of scrimmage. And because of him running out that far, that's what prevented them from getting an opportunity to throw that pass off.
And you have to keep in mind, Nick, that's one of your blockers who you're trying to throw that football to. So you have one less blocker than you typically would on a carry out of that formation.
And how about the Bearcats the entirety of those last couple plays, Joe? They brought a lot of pressure towards the quarterback.
Meekill the motion man. Fake handoff and a screen toward the near side. That is complete. And that is a big gain up the sideline. One man to beat. And it is a Bearcats touchdown for for Manny Stewart.
Manny Stewart is wearing camouflage, Joe, and it pretty much seemed like as if they lost him out in the secondary. He was hiding behind his offensive lineman who was blocking on the outside, and he was pretty much almost untouched on his way to the end zone. Bearcats have almost put up the exact amount of points they put up at last year's championship game.
Jersey making an early statement, and you could see the straight line speed for Stewart. Had to make one man miss. Jersey going for 2 once again. Rodriguez under center, flanked by Ward. Meekill in motion, toss to Ward. Ward looking for a crease, and he's in for the 2. Jersey all over Mississippi here in the first half as we approach the midway point of the second quarter with Jersey now in front by 24.
And I think we were wondering what type of game we were going to get today, Joe, because last year we had a very enticing and thrilling finish towards the season. Earlier on this season, these two teams, man, the Bearcats dominated that game. So far, it's almost duplicated to what they did earlier on this season, but it feels like that they're going to an extra mile here in this first half so far.
You're in a position now, if you're Mississippi, where you have to score to keep this game within reach. Score here changes things very quickly, but you have to have it. The lone stop for the Wolfpack coming on that Jersey fumble.
And think about this, the Wolfpack have had their chances in this game, have had a lot of good field positioning, and it feels as if, despite them, getting a touchdown at one point, the momentum changed after they didn't score, after forcing that fumble.
That one played on a hop just inside of the 15, and it's entering this drive for Mississippi is, can they continue to pound the rock and look to run it? It's going to be a first down pass up the left sideline, incomplete. And that was not a bad ball.
Yeah, it's that fade route right there. They were trying to get it to 14 on the sideline, but
how about this music selection?
It's quite a choice.
I have to admit, Nick, it's quite humid in this building. I'd like to go shirtless the rest of the game.
Tarps off?
Tarps off, they say.
You're doing that a lot the last couple of weeks in the MLB stadiums. I don't know if you've noticed that
I've seen
trend.
a few too many shirtless men for my taste.
Yeah, I can tend to agree with you on that one.
I have to admit, it's a bit...
That went on longer than I expected it to go.
Yeah, it's a bit distracting.
Muffed snap.
Muffed snap and no throwaway. Instead, it's a massive loss.
Joe, I don't know if you saw it. I think it hit off of that fullback or running back they had in the backfield, and that's why that happened.
You would think that it certainly had to be the case that it hit somebody on the way in. Got to look at it, slow down on the replay. I don't know about that, Nick. Do you think it hit him?
If we go, I don't know if we have it a few seconds before that, but I think it did hit him.
Wind it back a bit further, Joe. We'll get another look following this play. Pre-snap motion up the far side, and that draws a flag, no question.
False start.
So with that false start, Joe, let's go back to that last replay.
Yeah.
Hit him.
Hit his left arm.
There you go.
No question about it.
Well, Nick, we have the Wolfpack roster.
All right, very good.
I will pass that along to you. Meanwhile, it is 4th down. This is a big play. They'll throw well short of the sticks and will not pick it up.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even close. They needed well beyond that first marker. I'd forgotten about that.
They still need another 11 yards on that play.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we can now give the Wolfpack players their due.
That's true.
We have a media timeout here. Question is, do we have an on-field contest? Instead, a performance from the Lady Bearcats. With that, we will take a break as the Lady Bearcats will participate in what has very often become a hard-fought, ruthless game.
Don't make me go out there.
Musical chairs.
Don't make me go out there. I'm some of a musical chairs connoisseur, if you want to call it that way.
We are certainly going to ask whoever is featured in our Lady Bearcat Spotlight what member of the team is the most aggressive musical chairs player. Though this week it appears we have some fans. Now that's always a bit risky. However, we wouldn't miss it for anything. We're throwing it down to field level for a heated musical chairs game.
Starts his music, that means the game begins. Danny, are our contestants ready? DJ Sparks, are you ready? Let's go!
First quarter.
And we're down to 4 contestants, 3 chairs.
Who's this
Let's
musical
go.
chair?
Sorry, this one will be voted off the musical chair island. Then number 3. Come on. Gentleman in the black shirt has a strategy now. My strategy being praised. Now let's clap it up for our final 2 contestants. Who will be the last one standing, or should I say sitting behind the musical chairs?
Come on, Chica! I think it's broken. That was on. Good start. That's my little sister!
We have a winner! Let's have a big round of applause for tonight's musical chair player and thank all our contestants and the Lady Bearcats. This being its time now was presented by the Brownstone Bar and Grill. The Brownstone has been a proud sponsor of the Jersey Bearcats and the 2026 AAL2 season. They're also a proud sponsor of tonight's post-game party.
Joe Foreman and Nicholas Pavona back with you from the Waranenko Sports Center with just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Big lead for the Bearcats. They're in front, 30-6.
Joe, it feels like a score here could maybe make this insurmountable early in the first half.
I believe you're right, Nick. They won big in Mississippi, looking to make an even bigger statement tonight. Meekill, the motion man, handoff Joey Ward, and Ward is brought down after a gain of 5.
Hey, you don't want to really say it could be the exclamation mark here in the first half, but a 30-point halftime deficit is tough for a lot of teams. And it could be really tough for the Wolfpack to come back from this one.
The Wolfpack got off to a fine start. As they toss it to Ward, he wants the edge. He wants the end zone, but won't quite get there. And he did pick up the first down. That will make it 1st and goal from the Wolfpack 7-yard line. Jersey once again lining up in a single back formation under center. They're trying to decide where to position Ward here. Motion man Meekill. Bit of a difficult exchange there on the snap as Rodriguez throws it up into the netting. And we've said that before, Nick. When you don't have anything, that's always an option. Just throw it up into the netting.
Yeah, no question. Just don't make the hero play. Just fight for the next down, especially when you're inside the goal line. That's exactly what Rodriguez did there. Looked like they were maybe trying to go with another quick throw on the slant, but if you notice, Joe, it was a little bit of a muff snap right there. Rodriguez didn't fully drop it towards the ground, but had a little bit of mishandling on it on the exchange.
Jersey again under center, fake the handoff to Ward, and Rodriguez is left all alone as he crosses the goal line for another Bearcats touchdown.
Yeah, that's just a tough way to stop Joe, because it looked like the entire time Ward had the football and Rodriguez perfectly kept it towards himself, and he just pretty much walked into the end zone for an easy 6.
It is very difficult to make out who has the football in that exchange, and Rodriguez emerges all alone. Nobody protecting that edge. And by the time they got anywhere near Rodriguez, he was across the goal line. They'll go for 2 once again here with a 30-point lead, just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Stewart will take the handoff, and he is stopped short.
Yeah, he got a little bit upended on that one, just shy. Again, the 2-point conversion, but the Bearcats now with a 30-point lead with 2:11 to go in the first half.
It's been all Bearcats in this first half, and you would suspect that Jersey will only need to make one more stop to keep this score where it is, or perhaps even better their position, already in front by 30. And we mentioned it during the pregame, the first meeting between these two teams this year, a decisive Bearcats win. The final in that game, 42-8. And the Bearcats appear well on their way to surpassing that performance here tonight.
Yeah, and we saw what happened that first matchup this season. We saw, talking about the game tape with both, talking with AJ Roquet about that, and there's still a lot of game left in this one. They're not going to keep their foot off the gas, if you want to put it that way.
And the football skips through a pair of Wolfpack men in the back. The Bearcats might have gotten on it.
I think at the last second, the Wolfpack got it, though.
Yeah, they did. Up against the boards, we lost the football, but fortunately for Mississippi, they were the last to get on top of it. Nearly a disaster there. And Nick, I have to be honest,
these last couple of kickoffs,
I could not find the football.
I didn't see it either at the very tail end, but these last couple of kickoffs have really been providing some trouble for the Wolfpack in this game.
Well, we saw Jersey put in a precarious spot on the game's opening kickoff. And on that one, the Wolfpack found themselves in a really tough spot, arguably even worse than the spot that Jersey was in. Isaac Redmond at quarterback for the Wolfpack. We've also seen Almarian Johnson take some snaps at the quarterback position. He's listed as a strong safety on the roster, but this is Redmond in the gun here. Redmond looking to throw off the fingertips of his intended target, Deion Watkins, and nearly picked once again.
Yeah, LeGrand not happy with himself right there. Wanted the interception and just was not able to make the catch.
The clock is running despite the incompletion, so realistically, the Wolfpack do not have to give the ball back to Jersey. And that's when you got to have.
Yeah, both players. You can make the case for both sides need to have that. The catch initially on the offensive side and the interception on the defensive side has to happen.
You see Watkins, number 14. I immediately think Sammy Watkins, former Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, there you go.
And former Chief as well, I think.
Chief, Raven. I think there's one or two more teams.
Really?
I can't think. Yeah. Yep.
I remember playing Madden, E.J. Manuel to Sammy Watkins all day long.
Yeah,
who was the running back on that team?
C.J. Spiller, I believe.
Right, it was.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew they had a fast running back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big college football fan, and I loved watching, old 2014 highlights, him being at Clemson. I'm an old Beckham fan, him at LSU. C.J. Spiller also was a part of that Clemson team. A lot of good highlights from back in the days of college football, so I can understand the confusion.
Clock stopped at 1 minute.
The old proverbial 1 minute warning, if you want to call it that.
So they will have to give the ball back to Jersey if they don't get a first down. That's barring 2 rush attempts. They'll throw over the middle again. This time
There's
Watkins brings it in, and that is good for a first down. I do believe that was Johnson at quarterback. Indeed it was. So Redmond made his way to the bench, and Johnson comes in. He's been exclusively a runner to this point, but becomes a thrower there.
Mississippi took a timeout. At least what it looked like was the call on the field. Yeah, it looks like it is. So timeout by the Wolfpack. I believe they have 2 remaining.
And Nick, I missed it. The golden football is in play, so that's double points if they score here.
It's a must right now.
That would make sense considering it is their final possession of the half. So they can make this a game again. Keep in mind, Mississippi does get the ball to begin the second half. A score here could change this game. It's a run. There's a lane, and it's a big lane. Well blocked up ahead, and there goes Johnson. He is in for the touchdown.
How about that run right there by Johnson, getting to the outside. And with the golden football, they get the extra as well. A big-time score right there for the Wolfpack before the half ends.
Double points, golden football in play. And they have not yet reflected that on the venue scoreboard, so we'll hold off as well. For now, the scoreboard reads 36-12. Wouldn't it be something if they've been playing with that gold football the whole game, Nick, and I just didn't notice?
They have not.
Okay.
You're not going crazy. Although I will say, for any people that are colorblind, it might be tough to know the difference.
True. Well, the venue has not yet reflected the extra 6 points.
It should be 36-18.
They're going to go for 2 here. I do believe this counts as 4. I believe so.
Muff snap again.
It's a bad snap. Redmond recovers, flips it toward the end zone, and it was picked off. The question is, if you return it, Is it 4? I don't think so. I think it's just 2.
I feel like it should be 4, though. So they still said 12, Joe.
Yeah,
so.
they have not awarded the double points. But I believe that's an error. That'll be our first question for Coach Roque at halftime, if he joins us.
All right, that's why I take the headset off. I'll see you guys later.
Anthony just announced Taylor Swift as a well-known New York Knicks fan.
I mean,
well-known?
I won't make a comment because, Joe, here's the problem. We make any comment about that, the Swifties are going to come after us. So let's just keep it to ourselves.
Well,
The Mississippi Wolfpack have a Taylor Swift playlist they play in their locker room before every game.
What? All right, that's overboard now. What are we doing?
I was about to say an indisputable fact about Taylor Swift playing during our broadcast is that she's a walking copyright strike.
Anthony going for blood today, apparently, huh?
The scoreboard still says 36-12, by the way.
I know. I cannot believe he said that over the PA.
The golden football is out of play.
Yeah.
That ball is still loose down around the end zone. Here comes Ward across the 10, out toward the 15. A helmet comes off and play is blown dead.
Extracurricular activities as well.
Yeah.
And Joe, I'm not going to lie, I expected this to happen a little bit earlier in this game. Not surprised it's happened this late in the first half.
Result of the play is first down for the Bearcats.
As of right now, I haven't seen a flag thrown on the field.
Have to say, Nick, I'm more focused on the score.
Yeah,
I believe it should be 36-18.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, Joe. How aggressive will the Bearcats get before the end of this first half? They do have their timeouts with 33.2 to go.
I think it's well worth a shot, Nick.
And I think the other thing, too, is you can afford to run the football, I feel like, in this spot, too. Considering the fact that you have those timeouts in your back pocket, and it's been working well for you here in this first half.
Upon review, Nick, I don't believe the conversion try yields an extra 2 points, but I do believe that there should be 18 on the board for Mississippi. Plenty of time for Jersey, 33 seconds. Mekill the motion man. Rodriguez looking his way. It's not there. And he will take off and tap that football against the glass. That will stop the clock.
Wanted to make sure he was out of bounds. Exactly 28 seconds to go in the first half.
That was well covered down the field by the Wolfpack. Jersey back to the line with an even 28 seconds on the clock. Once again, Rodriguez will work from under center. Mekill deep in the offensive backfield, working out of the slot along the far side. He is the motion man. Rodriguez again looking to his left, now has time, throws complete. That is a wide open man on the crossing route. And another broken tackle for a Jersey touchdown. Sadiq Nathaniel takes it the distance. And Nick, the tackling in this game has been nothing short of abysmal.
And Joe, that name sounds familiar, Sadiq Nathaniel, from a lot of our previous broadcasts here on PDF. But you mentioned it Broken tackles continue to plague the Wolfpack in this game. Nathaniel gets the touchdown, and we said it. He was wide open in the middle of the field. And as soon as he got the catch, you see two defenders right there for the Wolfpack, not able to contain him. And another Bearcat touchdown this first half.
Jersey going to go for 2 here, and the venue scoreboard still says 42-12. We'll have to check in at halftime. But for now, we have it at 42-18 with that golden football score. I mean, you would think if it's wrong on the board, they would have changed it by now, right, Nick?
They would have changed it by now, yeah.
Once again, Rodriguez under center looking to throw. And he'll send that one up into the netting behind the end zone with 18 seconds to go until halftime.
Your score is now Mississippi Wolfpack 12 and your Jersey Bearcats 42.
18 seconds for the Wolfpack, Nick. And I've said it more than once already in this half, but I think now more than ever, you have to find a way to put some points on the board here. You can't go into the half down this many. Again, the venue scoreboard says they're down 30. We have them down 24.
Regardless if it's 30 or 24, it's still the same effect, as it's right now the Wolfpack are in a dire situation to get some points on the board before halftime. They can find a way with 18 seconds to go.
Jersey, I thought, had to run out an extra man. They did. Ward makes his way onto the field. Another skipping kick fielded at the 25 and making his way toward the sideline was the return man on the play. And fortunately for Jersey, they do make that tackle. It was Carlik Ware on the run back, and that run back left the Wolfpack with 13 seconds.
Well, you do have 2 timeouts still left, but we really haven't been able to see the Wolfpack do much in the passing game here in this first half. So we'll see what they can do here with those 2 timeouts in their back pocket.
13 seconds and eternity. I would say that's probably enough for 2 snaps, maybe 3. But you have to keep in mind the distance you need for a touchdown is only about 23 yards from here. You can get that in 2 plays with no issue. It's a matter of execution once again. They will look to throw. And Redmond is in trouble. Down he goes.
Probably as I said, probably the last play of the first half. Wolfpack will not take a timeout to end this first half. As once again, that Bearcats defense forces the pressure. And they have a either 30-point lead or 24-point lead, regardless, going into halftime.
Aziz Timms in on the sack to end the first half. And head coach A.J. Roque looking up at the headset is going to grab that. He'll join us momentarily. Headset a bit tighter than normal. All right, Bearcats head coach A.J. Roque with us. Coach, strong half offensively. There were some missed tackles along the way, but overall good performance from your team. What are the takeaways after the first 30 minutes?
Playing real good football right now. Right, playing good football, and right, we just want to make sure we leave no doubt, right, from the last time they were here.
And AJ, going into the second half, it's been a really strong showing for your team's offense here in this first half. What are you trying to go into the second half and keep doing? Do you want to continue to keep running the football, or maybe trying to change up the strategy going into the second half?
You know, whatever they're giving us, we just want to take, right? We don't want to force anything, right? Still play our game and work on things that we need to work on to get better and help us get to where we want.
And one more quick question, Coach. We saw that golden football in play. Is the score 42-12 or 42-18?
42-12 because they ran the ball.
Got it.
For a touchdown.
Okay.
If it was a pass, then it would have been double.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Coach, for clarifying.
Yes, sir.
And that is head coach A.J. Roque joining us for our halftime report.
Thank you guys as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so with the run, there are no extra points with the golden football. You have to throw it in. So we did not know that. We do now. So thank you to Coach Roque for clarifying that. So I think I misunderstood the live chat, Nick. I think Naz Adams was actually in the live chat giving us his input. And he did let us know no extra points for a run. I thought he meant the 2-point try if they had run it in, but instead it is no extra points because they ran it in. So we have to change the score, Joe. Let's get that back to the correct score of 42-12.
There we go.
And we will stay right here and see if we have our Lady Bearcats spotlight. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. Nick, let's talk about the half a bit more. Overall for Jersey, it was a good half. It's hard to say otherwise. That being said, Coach Roque is right to say there was some sloppy football along the way. What are your takeaways from the first 30 minutes?
Well, I think the sloppiness was from a little bit earlier in the game for the Bearcats side in terms of tackling. They at least fixed that problem and later in the first quarter going into the second quarter. So that was a good sight to see. Still a little bit things they need to fix in terms of stopping that run right now for the Wolfpack. But their offense right now is firing on all cylinders. They're throwing the football to a very efficient rate. They're able to get a lot of missed tackles in the open field. So a lot of things have gone right so far for Jersey. Will they duplicate that in the second half? Only time will tell.
All right, we saw a couple of Lady Bearcats looking up at the headset, and I think we're going to have somebody grab it. All right, so what we're going to do is mute our broadcast audio and find out who we're speaking with. You know, we'll do it on headset, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, let's turn the microphone on. All right, time for the Lady Bearcats Spotlight. Who are we speaking with?
Hi, my name is Mandy.
All right, we're on with Mandy, who works her way into position for the camera up top here. Of course, final home game of the regular season. Mandy, what's the standout memory for you for being a part of the Lady Bearcats this year?
Oh, geez. This year, I think probably having some of the choreographers coming in and teaching some of our dances, like the dance that we just did. We had the amazing Kayla Cruz from the Brooklynettes come and choreograph that for us. So working with all of the phenomenal choreographers and trying to, you know, live up to their expectations and just rock their dances for them. That's probably been a big memory for me this year, is working with all of the amazing people.
Now, we saw earlier a game of musical chairs being played on the field. Who on the team is the most competitive in terms of something like that, musical chairs?
Oh, geez. I think it might be between Gianna and Sophia, because we played musical chairs a couple times, and some people have definitely got some bruises from each other. You know, we're all super competitive, especially when it comes to musical chairs.
All right. I thought you might be passing the headset over. Were you passing it over or trying to hear?
No, we can pass it over.
All right, let's pass it over.
Yeah.
All right, who do we have on with us now?
Hey, my name is Nicole.
All right, Nicole, I think you were near the headset last week, didn't take it.
Yes, I was a little scared. I'm sorry.
We don't bite. Nothing to be afraid of here. I'll ask you the same question I asked Mandy. I don't know if you heard her response.
Mm-mm.
Who on the team is the most competitive in musical chairs? We've seen the team out there playing during some of our timeout breaks. Who's most competitive?
Yeah, definitely Gianna and Sophia.
Same answer from both of you.
Yes.
Okay, so standout memory, something I asked
Yeah.
Mandy as well. Being a part of the team this year, what's been your biggest and best memory of being a part of the Lady Bearcats in 2026?
I think that it is a much smaller team, so we just all have gotten closer, and I guess just coming here and getting ready, and then I think we've all learned from each other. Same thing like with the guest choreographers, as Mandy said, it's just always a good experience, and we always are learning together and growing. So yeah.
And hopefully you've also learned nothing to be afraid of. Putting on the headset, let the rest of the team know. As Nick said, we don't bite. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, of course.
Thank you. That is our Lady Bearcats Spotlight. Thank you to Mandy and Nicole. I don't know if they're getting that headset back up there. There you go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Have to use that extra height with the step into the bench area. So that is our Lady Bearcats spotlight, and this is halftime. Jersey over Mississippi, 42-12.
Jersey Bearcats football is brought to you by Pino's Bakery. Located at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle, Pino's is your prime stop for specialty cakes, pastries, and deli delights. Always fresh and made to order, our family-owned shop prides itself on bringing our kitchen into your homes and your heart. Pino's is where family, tradition, and goodness are a daily thing. Visit us at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle or online at pinosbakery.net. Thank you to our friends at Pino's Bakery.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089232694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Zollner Championship Rings is the official ring provider of the AAL, the AAL2, and your Jersey Bearcats. Zollner provides class with excellence and is the perfect way to showcase perfection on the field of play. See the incredible selection and touch of class at Zollner. Visit us at zchampionship.rings.com and see our competitive pricing. Give Director of Sales, Joseph Khalil, a call at 1-800-303-8548. Zollner, official ring provider of the Jersey Bearcats and the AAL.
The Jersey Bearcats are proud to welcome the sounds of DJ Sparks for the 2025 football season. As heard on Blazing 98.5 FM, DJ Sparks is perfect for nightclubs, concerts, corporate and sporting events. Bringing the party to you. The best sounds and the best time with DJ Sparks. Contact DJ Sparks on social media, email, or by phone, and let's get the party started. DJ Sparks, proud supporter of the Jersey Bearcats.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Kessler Rehabilitation Center are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at kessler-pt.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here, along with Joe Calv, wanted to do a podcast. Everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen?
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
The PDF Sports Network is officially seeking sponsors for the 2026 Veteraliga season. The Veteraliga is the top professional American football league in Finland, and now, for the first time, is available in the English language and in the U.S., courtesy of PDF. Join us as we make history by showcasing the Maple League to a new worldwide audience. Our partnership with the Veteraliga was recently featured in International Business Journal as a groundbreaking venture. that in 2025 earned us a Global Recognition Award and a GHP Magazine Award for Best Local Live Broadcasting in the nation. It's time to bring our coverage to the next level and showcase your products and business to local and international audiences. Show your support now by calling us at 732-723-8189 or by emailing pdfsportsnet@gmail.com.
Burgers are better at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
My weekend starts with the Brownstone burger, topped with cheddar, barbecue sauce, and a fried egg.
Give me the Hawaiian burger. I love the Canadian bacon and sweet pineapple.
How do you like your salads? Shrimp, chicken, beef?
Stop in and see why families are eating good at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
Jersey Bearcats football is brought to you by Pino's Bakery. Located at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle, Pino's is your prime stop for specialty cakes, pastries, and deli delights. Always fresh and made to order, our family-owned shop prides itself on bringing our kitchen into your homes and your heart. Pino's is where family, tradition, and goodness are a daily thing. Visit us at 1027 Chestnut Street in Roselle or online at pinosbakery.net. Thank you to our friends at Pino's Bakery.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089232694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Zollner Championship Rings is the official ring provider of the AAL, the AAL2, and your Jersey Bearcats. Zollner provides class with excellence and is the perfect way to showcase perfection on the field of play. See the incredible selection and touch of class at Zollner. Visit us at zchampionshiprings.com and see our competitive pricing. Give Director of Sales, Joseph Khalil, a call at 1-800-303-8548. Zollner, official ring provider of the Jersey Bearcats and the AAL.
The Jersey Bearcats are proud to welcome the sounds of DJ Sparks for the 2025 football season. As heard on Blazing 98.5 FM, DJ Sparks is perfect for nightclubs, concerts, corporate and sporting events. Bringing the party to you. The best sounds and the best time with DJ Sparks. Contact DJ Sparks on social media, email, or by phone, and let's get the party started. DJ Sparks, proud supporter of the Jersey Bearcats.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Kessler Rehabilitation Center are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at Kessler-PT.com. Experience the power of physical therapy today.
And we are back from the Warenenko Sports Center where the Bearcats lead it by 30 as we prepare for the start of quarter number 3. And Nick, they have just reached zeros up on the clock. Jersey is back in their bench area getting ready to the right of midfield. The Wolfpack have also made their way back out onto the field. So we should be close to resuming this game. It's been all Bearcats for the first 30 minutes. What do they need to do to make sure that continues and what small things are they looking to clean up in the second half?
I think it's just not having any slip-ups in the second half. You've done pretty much almost everything perfectly in the first half. The offensive line is once again playing strong. The defense has been forcing a lot of consistent pressure. So I think you like what you've seen for the most part in this game. I think if there's anything that they have to fix, it's really coming down to avoiding some turnovers. They had a couple of issues earlier on in this game. But I think it's also just executing and keeping up the intensity. Despite it being a 30-point game, you have to believe A.J. Roque wants this game to still be as if it's a 0-0 game. Like it's still a one-possession game despite what the outcome is right now. They want to keep it to a point where the intensity stays to the current level it's at earlier in this game. And they want to make sure that that continues for these next 2 quarters and try and get another victory.
Intensity was a point of emphasis for head coach A.J. Roque before the start of this game, and he's looking for that to continue from his team the rest of the way. But if you're the Wolfpack, you do get the ball to start this third quarter, and unfortunately, Nick, it seems like it's probably going to be too late for them to make up what is a 4-score deficit. They'll need some 2-point conversions as well. That being said, what do they need to change to try and get a bit closer and tighten up this score a bit?
I think on the offensive side, things for them to fix, I think it really comes down to we've seen their offense work a couple of times in this game where they've had some nice trick plays. But towards the end of some of these drives, they just have not been able to capitalize on fourth down and able to get the drives to continue. So they've got to find a way to convert on those big-time conversions on the offensive side. And the defensive side, it really comes down to one thing, Joe, in my opinion. It's been the tackling in this game. It's really plagued the Wolfpack throughout the entirety of this first half. And if they cannot fix their tackle issues here in the second half, it's going to be a really long second half for this Mississippi team.
Players have taken to the field. The Bearcats still getting situated, but the second half will begin in just a few moments. Jersey will set up the kick to begin the third. We've seen Nick Price getting the kicking duty so far in this game. Ware back deep. Or at least I thought that was Ware. It is not. Ware had a return earlier. He's positioned a bit closer to the 20. I believe that's Lorenzo Austin back deep on the far side. On the near side, Dequan Brannon is back for the Wolfpack.
Still awaiting the kickoff.
Watch out for that drone.
Sure.
I mean, if you're not putting this one on a line, that drone is in the crossfire. And once again, it's a low kick that skips off the fingertips of Ware. And who's on it? The Bearcats think it belongs to them.
The question is, did it go out of bounds, Joe?
Exactly. Did it contact the padding?
I think that's what exactly happened.
I believe it's going to stay Wolfpack football.
Yeah, we've already signaled it is Mississippi ball, but I think that's the problem. It's either hit, so the scenarios, we really didn't have a great vantage point of it because the player was on the ground. The question is, did it hit the padding, or did he have the ball and maybe was down on a knee and they ruled him down by contact?
Yeah, we really can't see. There's also an injured player down on the field. Can't spot who that is.
I think it's the one that recovered the football.
They'll tend to the injured player here. The way the clock stopped at 14:53. Here's one more look. See anything different there, Nick?
Yeah, I think on the initial recovery, I think they ruled him down by contact because I think the Bearcats got the ball right after that. And I think that's why that you saw the Wolfpack saying that he was down by contact on the play. So I think that's exactly what happened. I think the initial return man got the football, went to the ground and got touched. Then he coughed it up and the Bearcats got it. But the officials ruled that he was down by contact. You do see right now they are huddling to discuss it, but it doesn't look like they're going to change anything. Although, Joe, there was a flag, if you don't notice. I just noticed it now. There was a flag towards where the Bearcats were kicking, so they're going to do a re-kick on the kickoff attempt. I just noticed it towards the very tail end. I'm not sure what it was for. Maybe the Bearcats maybe went offside on the kickoff. That's the only thing I can think of on that spot. You don't see that very often.
All right, so after all that, we kick again.
We re-kick.
We re-kick again. So the first 7 seconds of the third quarter have taken about 7 minutes.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Price sends it across midfield, scooped up, and there's a big collision, and fortunately not much more than that. On the run back, that was Brannon, and he collided head-on with one of the Bearcats.
Yeah, those kickoff returns on the sideline towards the boards are probably the most dangerous kickoffs you could have. And immediately as he got it, he really had no room to run outside of going onto the sidelines, and he got roughed up on the boards. And it'll be Mississippi football finally to start this third quarter.
Clock is running here as Mississippi looks to get situated now. There was a penalty on that play, Nick, because they moved the football up.
On this play?
On that return.
Yeah.
I didn't see a flag.
I didn't see it either.
Did you, Joe? They moved the football up. There's no way he got this far.
Maybe could that be? Oh, I think I know why. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
It's probably from the re-kick.
Okay. So they added it to the end of the
Yes.
play. Got it. And how about that tackle?
Yeah, I think because of where how the end zones are, you really can't back them up normally how you would see in the NFL.
True.
So they just tacked it on towards the end of the return. That had to be what it was.
Big hit there by Dominic Williams as Johnson paid the price for keeping that football.
We have said his name a lot these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we sure have. That was a punishing hit. And for the most part, when Johnson's been in the game, he's looked to keep the football. And that simple fact alone has opened him up to some really big hits.
Yeah.
And again, Johnson will keep it. And again, he gets hit hard. Lowered his head and dove into heavy traffic, barely getting back past the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a dangerous play right there, especially towards the helmet area. So thankfully he is able to get back up. But it's about third and a very long 9 upcoming here for Mississippi.
12.5 to go, third quarter. And once again, it's going to be Johnson deep in the offensive backfield. And he faked the run, looking for a throwing lane, airs it out, and it's broken up.
There's another interception, Joe, dropped by the Bearcats in this game.
Curran got in there to break up the pass attempt. It looked like Watkins had a step over the top, but 3 Bearcats in the area. Bit underthrown as well, you're right.
Yeah, I think it was because of the pressure. That's why the ball was underthrown. You see the initial fake, then he threw it at the very tail end after getting hit. And you see Curran right there had a great opportunity of an interception, but another dropped interception the Bearcats have had in this game.
Fourth down and 9 coming up for the Wolfpack. Nearly 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. And Redmond in trouble, gets hit from behind. That is an incomplete pass. That's the right call.
Yeah.
And it's turnover on downs for Wolfpack.
Another player we've seen a lot these last 2 weeks, too, is Aziz Timms. How about the plays he has made in the last 2 games? Had a fumble recovery last week, and he made a big-time hit right there on the quarterback. He had no chance to realistically make a throw, and the Bearcats defense with a strong start toward this third quarter.
So Jersey will get decent starting field position, and normally you'd say past your own 20 in the arena game, not so bad, but with where we've seen these two teams starting drives throughout this game, this is kind of meh field position. Meh. M-E-H. Just over 10.5 to go, third quarter, and the Bearcats take over. Home finale for Jersey before they head to Columbus for their regular season finale next week. Mikhail, the motion man, Rodriguez in trouble, and he is taken down. Was wrestled down around the neck. And that had to be a difficult blow to take. Yeah. If you're Rodriguez in the professional game, that's definitely a personal foul.
Yeah, that was Jeff Johnson in on the sack right there. Immediately blew up the play from a blitz on that one. And you're right, Joe. That one was a very scary moment if you're a Bearcats fan towards that head and neck area.
We did see the Bearcats utilize 2 quarterbacks last year. I don't believe we've covered a game where a quarterback has thrown a pass other than Rodriguez.
You have to be careful in spots like this. You're up by 30 points right now. You don't want an injury this late in the season. You still have one more game left in the season before the postseason starts.
Stewart, the motion man. Rodriguez pump fakes and throws. Intercepted! That one is picked off by Ryan Feggs for a Wolfpack touchdown.
Yeah, just an errant throw right there by Rodriguez, and a perfect timing and placement right there. And after not getting the touchdown the opening drive of this second half, the Wolfpack do get a touchdown right there on that pick 6.
And that looked a lot like the interception in the game last year, Nick. Rodriguez just a bit indecisive here, had to tuck it back, and he threw it straight to Feggs.
Yeah, he had his man up the middle of the field, but you're right. It just looked like that maybe it was a little bit of a miscommunication. Maybe the pressure got to him on that play, but nonetheless, the Wolfpack strike right there for a huge touchdown here in this third quarter.
That makes it 42-18.
Now officially.
That's right, officially 42-18. And once again, the Wolfpack will go for 2. I hope nobody had previously told me that you had to throw it in for the golden football to take effect, double the points. I don't believe I received that detail, but we'll go with that. We'll go with it, even if it's not true. Redmond looking to carry it across the goal line, still fighting, but the Bearcats rallied to make the tackle.
Yeah, really just no chance right there. Bearcats were all over on that one, and they keep it 42-18.
Here's one more look at that last 2-point try. 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter as they have my Pandora playlist playing now, Nick.
It's Michael Jackson?
I know.
Have you seen the movie that came out?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, you know me, Nick, the backstory of my Michael Jackson fandom. When he passed away, I did not know he was a musician.
Crazy sentence.
Yeah. I mean, I am not well-versed in pop culture. I used to watch a lot of VH1 and MTV, and when Michael Jackson died, they ran all these tribute ads and tribute commercials, and I'm like, what are all these? And then, of course, the music videos begin to play, and I'm like, well, this is pretty good stuff. Once again, pooch kick, skipping off the turf. And that ends up in the end zone. Could be trouble, but the Bearcats will get it out. And maybe to the 5.
Well,
that was Wembley on the run back.
They'll continue your playlist trend right here.
Center, Central Jersey does exist.
I'm probably in the minority, Nick, but my favorite Michael Jackson is Bad and After.
Yeah, you might be in the minority.
I'm in the minority, I think, but not to say that the older stuff is not good.
Right.
But I prefer
it's the more
modern.
It's the more iconic stuff.
Yeah.
Compared to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Bad and Forward.
And I have to play some of my playlist songs on the way back to Staten Island. Try to hype myself up for this Knicks game later.
What's on that playlist?
We won't talk about that.
Ooh.
Nothing bad though.
Meekill has the reception at the 20-yard line, and just like that, the Bearcats are outside the shadow of their own goalposts.
It's mostly songs you would hear during game days when we cover, at CSI. It's some of that type of stuff.
I don't like that stuff very much.
Heroes playlist.
Oh, Heroes playlist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Inside joke from us too, but yes, it's mostly that stuff.
Okay. Much better.
Quick up-tempo offense here for the Bearcats after that first down reception.
It's tossed to Ward. It's well blocked. Ward makes one man miss and is brought down at the Mississippi 15-yard line.
How many times have we seen that from Ward tonight? Just evading tackles, making room with his legs, and getting extra yardage for his team.
Just over 6 minutes to play, third quarter. Bearcats offense on the move at the 15-yard line. Handoff. Ward, his helmet is off. And the Wolfpack defense is fired up, but that excessive contact and playing on after the helmet came off draws a flag.
Yeah, the emotion,
I don't know about that.
The emotions maybe got away from that, but I don't know about
was
that either.
Was it the celebration, or was it playing through the helmet coming off?
Maybe the helmet coming off might have been a face mask.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, but maybe Joe has. Celebration or playing through the helmet coming off, but we may never know.
I think maybe more a celebration. Did the Wolfpack just challenge it?
The head coach for the Wolfpack has thrown his challenge flag.
Can you challenge a flag?
No, I don't believe so.
I don't think we saw one challenge last year.
Do we have a replay, Joe? We don't have a monitor. We don't have a monitor.
How do they...
Do you have a replay of that, Joe?
This might be the first challenge.
They're going to the live stream on YouTube. So, Joe, if they're going to the live stream, get a slow motion replay of that last sequence. Wind it back further, because they might use it. Wind it back. The replay. Yeah, get that entire sequence, because they might be looking at it. Let's run that back. Slow motion.
A lot of confusion here on the field.
Let's get that replay, Joe. We need to see it.
Here we go. So you can see immediately as the play happened, it was blown up. There goes the helmet.
While we await the ruling, here's some fun facts about Mississippi. Did you know that Mississippi has a river that does not end in the state of Mississippi?
Are we doing facts about Mississippi right now? Okay.
We are.
So what was the call on the field from the challenge?
I don't know what they were challenging.
I don't know either.
I would give you more facts about Mississippi, but that is all I know about Mississippi.
So whatever the challenge was, regardless, Joe, the Wolfpack lost it. So they lost the timeout.
We've never seen a challenge, Nick.
No, that's the first. So the Wolfpack are down to 2 timeouts remaining in this game. I don't know what the challenge was for, though.
Me either. You can't challenge an unsportsmanlike conduct.
No.
Unless they did call a face mask and you're challenging that. But even then,
I didn't think you could
challenge that.
You can't challenge a flag. I didn't think you could challenge a flag to begin with. I'm sure a lot of coaches in the NFL and stuff would love to do that every single
I'm
game
sure
day.
they would. Honestly, I'd love it if they could.
Yeah.
Get those bad penalties out of the game. Rodriguez in trouble again. Down he goes.
It was Johnson again on that sack.
Oh, we've seen good things from Jeff Johnson rushing the quarterback. That will back Jersey up considerably here, turning what was first and goal from close to the 10 to a first and goal from the 15. They were a bit inside the 10. Second and goal, Bearcats. Ball spotted at the 14. Just over 4 minutes to play, third quarter. Rodriguez under pressure, throws the screen. Ward has blocking, and Ward has an easy touchdown. And that is the perfect play call for that situation, Nick. The pass rush had been getting home, and the Bearcats dial up the screen at the right time.
Yeah, that's how you catch this defense sleeping and sometimes off guard during a screen pass like that. Perfectly well executed, good blocking down that left sideline, and a pretty much walking touchdown once again for Ward here tonight. Yeah, look right there at the last touchdown right there for Ward. Tremendous evening for him. Rushing touchdown, kickoff return touchdown, and now a receiving touchdown.
They have not put that touchdown on the board yet. Did he get it? I thought he did.
Maybe he did
as
not.
They tossed to Stewart.
Well, based off...
They did get it. They did get it. I would have felt very foolish, Nick. But the 2-point try, no good on the toss to Stewart, and it stays 48-18 Jersey. .3:13 to go, third quarter. Once again, Price will kick off for Jersey. And don't look away from the screen on these kickoffs, Nick. We have seen some fluky bounces, some unusual plays. It's been a tough go of it on special teams in both directions. Once the return man gets it, for both sides, he's been tough to bring down, but the lead up to that has kept things very interesting on these special teams plays. So let's see what comes of this kick. It's a pooch kick. Johnson lets it skip, and it is brought in and returned out toward midfield. Well, I hyped up the return, Nick. Not much on that one.
So that commentator's jinx, you want to call that?
The state bird is the northern mockingbird.
More facts about Mississippi, huh?
Anthony is having himself a night.
He's feeling himself.
I would say he's not himself, must be hungry, but that chocolate bar doesn't sponsor our broadcast, so we can't say that. What we can say, I think we're allowed to say it. I don't know if they sponsor Bearcats football anymore, but we might be headed to Applebee's of Linden after the game.
Sounds like you guys
They were giving away a free meal last year. How about tonight? We could use a free meal.
Tonight would be very big if that was the case.
I should get a free meal for showing up in a Knicks jersey.
Of course.
Just saying.
Of course.
Wolfpack football. Ball a couple of yards shy of midfield. It's a toss, and it is no gain on the play. I believe the ball carrier was Jason Hall. And indeed it was. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Here's another Mississippi fun fact. The official state food is the sweet potato.
This has been
State rock is granite.
This has been a very interesting, publicly addressed game.
Never take anything for granted.
Was that a pun on Granite?
I don't know at this point, Joe.
Someone needs to cut his mic.
Problem is,
they're going to send him back to Staten Island, where he came from, even though he is not a native Staten Islander. No. It's a throw on 2nd and 10, short completion, and again it goes for no gain. Lorenzo Austin, the receiver on the play, and he did not make it back to the line of scrimmage, loss of 1. 3rd and 11 coming up. And this should be the final play of the third quarter. And Redmond running out of time will loft it up. And it's picked off. No. Upended by his own man. Wembley could not hold on. Tough break there for Wembley. He had it. And he was upended by Dominic Williams. Probably the only thing he's done wrong all night.
That certainly is the case as we get one more Mississippi fact before we go to the fourth quarter.
So if you go there expecting any of those Western oysters, you'd be wrong.
And both Williams and Wembley are doing push-ups now.
Like to see that discipline right there.
At this time, the Jersey Bearcats would like to thank our 2026 sponsors.
While we have a break between quarters, we'd like to let you know that this timeout is sponsored by CMXI Med Bar in Long Branch. You've seen their commercials throughout the night. Located in the heart of Long Branch, CMXI Med Bar is a luxury medical wellness destination designed to help you recharge, recover, and perform at your best, offering services like IV hydration therapy, vitamin injections, and advanced recovery treatments in a relaxed, spa-like setting. Led by Dr. Angela Roque, CMXI blends clinical expertise with a modern wellness experience, catering to athletes, busy professionals, and anyone looking to boost energy, enhance recovery, and support overall health with personalized, medically guided care. Visit them at cmximedbar.com or call 908-923-2694. Thank you to our friends at CMXI, and welcome to the Lady Bearcats, who are awaiting their music selection. We'll throw it down to field level and be right back. Joe Foreman and Nicholas Pavona back with you for the start of the fourth quarter. Two teams switch sides for a fourth down snap.
And Joe,
and it is fumbled.
It hit off of one of the players again.
And once again, the Wolfpack can't make the tackle. It's a Bearcats touchdown. Brandon Perot to the end zone.
It hit off of one of the players in the backfield again, Joe, off of his arm, and the Bearcats scoop and score it to start the fourth quarter.
Well, that's one way to open up the quarter. Jersey immediately getting on top of another botched snap, and this one goes all the way to the end zone. They had a chance to bring him down.
That's the effort of a defensive player who really wants to score.
Don't have that many chances to do it.
Bearcats will line up to go for two.
And Nick, we made the point before. We had not seen a player throw a pass at quarterback outside of Mateo Rodriguez all year. That could change right here. Not yet. It's a handoff to Ward. He reverses field, and I think he may have gotten in, Nick. You're shaking your head no, but he's in. His feet got in for sure. Did the ball get in is the question.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell from that angle. That's why I didn't think he got in initially, but that's why I'm up here and the officials are on the field. 2-point conversion for the Bearcats.
Hezekiah Watkins at quarterback for that 2-point try. And you have to wonder, Nick, if we've seen the last of Mateo Rodriguez in this game. You think that'd be the right move?
Yeah, with the lead you have right now, you have to take him out.
To be fair, though, they've had bigger leads and have not taken him out all season that we've seen. Just over 13 and a half to play here in the final quarter.
Your score is now Mississippi 18 and the Jersey Bearcats 54.
So, Joe, I was correct. They wiped off the 2-point conversion.
Oh, they took it off the board.
Took it off.
Correction, your score is
Or not.
now Mississippi 18 and Jersey 56.
Put it back on.
Oh,
we never changed the score, so we're
did
good.
it.
We knew all along.
We're good. It's been an eventful night at PA tonight.
Kick skips to the arms of the return man at the 25-yard line, and Jersey able to make the tackle on Ware close to the 20. Give him the 19. This drive starts in plus territory once again for Mississippi. And I think if you're the Wolfpack, the disappointing aspect of this game isn't necessarily the score. It's the fact that you've started so many drives in plus territory and have only scored offensively twice.
Yeah, they've had chances to trade these punches back and forth, but they just have not been able to capitalize in this game, and that's really been the downside of this game for Mississippi. They've just not been able to take those advantages of this game like we saw last season in the championship game. They took advantage of a lot of mistakes from Jersey last year, have not taken advantage of it in this time around.
Mississippi football at the 19. Johnson in trouble, escapes, but not for long.
He's taken down for another sack.
Result of the play is second down for Mississippi.
Second and long coming up. Clock running inside of 12 minutes. This will be a second down and 13.
Johnson taking this snap from well behind the line of scrimmage out of the gun. And it's a false start. And you have to wonder, Nick, if they were going to snap that to the back Hall. He was moving under center.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did you know Mississippi was the 20th state admitted into the Union? If they had a false start back then, maybe they would have been 19th.
I'm very glad you did not hear what he just said.
I heard another fun fact.
Yeah, it was. That might have been the worst fun fact of the night. That was rough.
And again, Johnson trying to get away. He does, and is able to sail it toward his own bench.
Yeah, it's either going to be intentional grounding or roughing the passer. Flag came out in the backfield.
Very quick. Is your bet on grounding or roughing?
Probably grounding. Only because...
Intentional grounding.
Yeah. Well, they called it roughing the passer, Joe.
Well, they signaled grounding.
I know. It looked like it initially.
All right. I thought they signaled grounding, but the call is roughing the passer. So
First down for Mississippi.
first down, Wolfpack. Just over 10.5 to play. Johnson will take off. He has running room. And Price got hands on him before he was eventually brought down by a trio of Bearcats inside of the 5-yard line. Goal to go for Mississippi.
Very nice run right there to set yourselves up for a first and goal opportunity. Despite the outcome, Wolfpack still not giving up to the very end of this game.
Defense. 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 Defense.
This appears to be a goal to go from the 1. Mississippi lining up under center. Hall and Redmond side by side. And I think they got the Wolfpack for a false start. Indeed, they did.
On the play. False start on Mississippi. Fans, I think for our next halftime contest, we should have the Lady Bearcats try to spell Mississippi.
That was some troll on public address.
They know how to spell Mississippi.
We could have asked at halftime whether or not the Lady Bearcats are able to spell Mississippi. I needed some help to make the graphics. Not really.
No.
That's one of those words that they hammer at home so many times. You have to get it right.
Bearcats are gladly taking applications.
It has been very eventful in that public address box.
Yeah, Anthony has been on a heater, depending on who you ask. Redmond looking, flips it short. Hall has the completion.
Second down for Mississippi.
And he is back to the 5.
Somewhere.
8 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Wolfpack are getting in on the dancing. Nick is not impressed.
Certainly something. I'll just say that.
How about a howl from the bench? Yeah, it's just outside the frame of our camera, but
we've seen a lot of firsts in this game tonight.
I'm inclined to agree with you. It's second and goal from the 5. Johnson throws. The Bearcats saying incomplete. The officials do not agree. It is ruled a touchdown. Trying to get a look at who it was on the receiving end. I believe that was Watkins. Let's get a slow motion look at that one, Joe, and see if that was kept off the turf.
flag on the previous play.
Bearcats challenge in the play.
What do you see, Nick? Run it back again, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't see anything that leads me to believe he dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be enough evidence to overturn that. That's the problem.
Dave says touchdown back at home.
Oh, look, we can see the Wolfpack dancing now.
Well, the Wolfpack are enjoying this break in the action. Well, I could think of a few Nick fans who might be having a tough time. I'm curious what view they're going to. I would guess the on-field camera. What is this called? The cha-cha slide? Nick is neither doing the cha-cha nor sliding.
Neither. The only right foot stop I'll be doing is on the gas pedal on the way back home.
All gas, no brakes, Bavona.
There you go.
No more car accidents for you, sir.
Yeah, no.
As
Let's
that
keep it that
pass is incomplete.
There are a lot of maniacs out there on the road, so let's keep it that way.
So,
touchdown didn't stand. It's
they overturned it.
Yeah. He just did a yeehaw. No, any comments to that?
They're having a blast here at Warren.
They are. They are.
I don't think I've ever seen a crowd so excited during a 56-18 game.
Yeah. We've seen some dance competitions back at College Side Island, but not like this.
I've never danced in my life, Nick. Though, I mean, can you consider a seated celebration a dance?
Yeah,
Johnson
sure.
Throws, intercepted, but a flag is down in the end zone. Price on the run back has a chance to go all the way, and he is short of the end zone. But Nick, I think this one's coming back.
Yeah, it looked like there was some contact on the play.
Pass interference on the Bearcats. That will reset the downs. First and goal. Here's a look. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, you can easily see it right there. You didn't see an issue when the pick happened, but you saw the defender making the tackle on the intended receiver. That's why that ball was thrown in the fashion that it was thrown.
All I'll say about it is that I don't think they needed to do it.
No.
Whether or not it was the right call, really tough to tell in the replay. I would assume it was the right call, but it was unnecessary.
And more flags on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if this play is going to stand either. Jersey is pointing in their direction. They think they recovered a fumble. But as soon as that ball was snapped, the flag came out. It's a good thing we didn't have dinner reservations, Nick. Clock stopped at 5:35. Flag came out of the secondary immediately. What was the call?
It was immediately thrown as soon as the ball was snapped.
They're talking this one over as well. So I don't think the referees have made the call yet.
I don't think the referees realize what's going on in about 15 minutes. Do we have some closet Spurs fans under those on those ref jackets?
The black and white, San Antonio.
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you, Nick, I don't talk to strangers. I made more friends today wearing this jersey than I've made in years. Of all ages. I had in Dick's Sporting Goods an elderly couple. I was helping them apparel shop for their grandson. And then plenty more residents in my complex saw the jersey driving by. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah.
It's been that kind of day.
It's honestly been that last couple of months with the way the success has been for this team. You know, you see someone wearing Knicks gear, you have to. There's just no way he said that, right?
Anthony is having a great time. You know what? Maybe we throw it down to field level and bring in his audio during this discussion. They still haven't sorted out that flag. I have 4 words for a situation like this, Nick. You know those 4 words. Let's get this going.
Yeah. Nothing more than I hate than stoppage because of the officials taking a lot of time off.
I have 3 more words for a situation like this. Get it right.
Yep.
And the ball carrier, Johnson, has stood up. Williams in on the tackle. 2nd and goal yet again. Wolfpack looking toward their bench. The clock is running. Johnson going to stay in at quarterback. Just under 5 minutes to go. 2nd and goal, Wolfpack. And once again, Johnson taken down and upended. 3rd and goal.
For any of those keeping up with the World Cup, the game that was held in MetLife between Brazil and Morocco ended in a 1-1 draw.
That's some World Cup results. One of my old coworkers was at MetLife Stadium today watching that matchup.
I love the experience of a World Cup game, but I heard about those public transportation arrangements.
Oh, yeah. Very bad.
I can't do it, Nick. I can't take public transit.
It's bad enough to get out of MetLife as it is, and then they made it even worse.
Hall, the ball carrier on the direct snap. He is stood up and driven down.
Rose over the play is 4th down, Mississippi.
Good job with that Bearcat defensive front.
Can I get a yeehaw? Can I get a defense? Defense! Defense!
4th and goal.
It's lively in here.
And Nick, it seems like this drive has taken almost the entire quarter.
It pretty much has.
It really hasn't, but it feels that way.
It feels like it.
When I'm channeling my feelings, you know there's a problem.
Yeah, me too.
Direct snap. Hall nearly fumbled it. And again, he is stopped short. Jersey giving up no ground on the goal line as they deny the Wolfpack on 4th and goal.
56-18, and it doesn't matter. This Bearcats defense still playing to a top efficient level, getting the goal line stand right there and forcing a turnover on downs.
Well, we spoke about the intensity that the Bearcats were looking to bring to this game. I think it's fair to say they delivered on that defensive stand. And, of course, in the grand scheme of this game, not scoring on that drive isn't going to matter, Nick, but it has to be demoralizing for Mississippi not to come away with any points.
Yeah, it's been a couple of those drives in this game where they've had chances to put up points on the board and just not able to capitalize, as I mentioned earlier on in this game, and that's really been a disheartening thing for this Wolfpack team. They'll have to fix that next week in their matchup against Wheeling.
Bearcats are looking to throw. It's a deep shot downfield. Meekill there. He's got it. And he's down with goal to go. And he comes up hobbled. Might have rolled his ankle on that play. Wembley will take his place as he limps to the bench.
I hate to see an injury this late in the game, especially with the lead that you have.
First and goal, Bearcats. Just over 2:20 to go. Rodriguez under center, flanked by Ward. And that's a fumbled snap. Rodriguez trying to break, contain, and he cannot. He's down about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Second and goal.
I will say, I am surprised Rodriguez is in the game at this point.
Enrique Crumbs was shaken up on that play, it appeared. Clock continues to run inside of 2 minutes, 1:40 remaining fourth quarter. Rodriguez under center once again. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Stewart the motion man. Rodriguez flushed out to his right, has running room, cuts up field, and takes it in for a touchdown. And that will put an exclamation point on this one. Jersey extending their lead. It is now 62-18.
I mentioned earlier the extra motivation for this Bearcats team coming into tonight. And they certainly have shown it in this game, Joe. 62-18 now the score. As we get a second look at that big-time reception that set up the touchdown just a few plays later.
1 minute left in the fourth quarter.
Final minute, fourth quarter. And Nick, for us, very likely the final minute of coverage for us this season here at Waranenko and for this Jersey Bearcats team. And it's hard to believe, Nick, it's been 4 seasons of Bearcats football here on PDF. It's been a blast. We still have our post-game wrap-up, of course, but I think with Game 5 of the finals getting underway in a few minutes, it's going to be a quick wrap-up.
Yeah. For a short and sweet.
Nick, a man, a few words.
Just for a short and sweet.
Rodriguez under center, sends a man in motion, that's Stewart. Short pass, complete to Ward. 2-point try is good. Jersey in front, 64-18.
Your score is now the Mississippi Wolfpack 18 and the Jersey Bearcats 64.
Very curious to hear what A.J. Roque does say in our post-game report about this team's performance tonight.
We had to throw it to PA just once, Nick. You know, Nick, it seems to me the players out there are having a good time.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not sure that anyone is having a better time than Anthony on public address.
No. We should have done an over-under how many times he said yeehaw.
You think the Wolfpack are regretting bringing a cowboy hat to the game yet?
Yeah, there might be a mix of both.
I have an answer to that. Yeet.
No yeet.
I agree.
As
Jersey is going to scoop and score.
Make it an even 70 on the board for Jersey.
Mississippi had a lot of chances to score in this game. Haven't scored much here in the second half, but you hate to see the game end like this. A failure on 4th and goal from the 1-inch line, and then a touchdown conceded on special teams.
Yeah, and unfortunately, just a lot of big mishaps for the Wolfpack. Still can't believe what's going on in public address right now. But nonetheless, the Wolfpack have got a lot of issues to fix, Joe, with one game left in the regular season before the playoffs come around.
Another 2-point try upcoming for Jersey. And Nick, is it just me or is the music much louder tonight?
Very much.
I can't hear myself speak. This is hearkening back to that final call of regulation in the championship game. We could not hear ourselves. It was bedlam in Waranenko, as that's a botched snap, and the Wolfpack have it. Well, we've spoken a lot about the Knicks during these last few minutes. I found a great T-shirt on the way here in Dick's Sporting Goods. I was at the game the other night when the Knicks came back, and they had a shirt in Dick's Sporting Goods. It was called Breaking Tees. So I guess these are shirts that are printed shortly after a big event occurs, and it had Mike Breen's Bedlam in Madison Square Garden call on the shirt with the date and the score of the game. Had to have it. What a design.
Yeah. I was very jealous I could not be there to witness it, but after witnessing that Cavs comeback, I know for certain it got extended to an even further level in terms of the enthusiasm and the euphoria of how the Garden was that night.
I would say between the two of us, we've been to 3 of the best games in Knicks playoff history. You in that game, myself at the NBA Finals, and then last year, I was at the game where Dante DiVincenzo hit the 3 against Philadelphia. Was that last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, that's right. That should be the final play of the game. Or not.
Not quite.
Almost.
Not quite.
Oh, more
fun facts. There's 10.1 remaining.
Was that
Mississippi, 15-hour drive?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the full extent. I thought he said 40. I said, what? I thought he was taking a shot at me and saying that's how much time it is for me to get home.
Final 10 seconds here at Waranenko. Will they take a shot for the end zone or let this one end? Nick's indifferent.
I don't know, honestly. I think they'll throw the ball. This has been a game. Let's put it that way. It's been something.
Let's go Bearcats!
10.1 on the clock. This could be the final play, and it is a run. Hall back to the line of scrimmage, and not much further. That will do it. The final seconds tick off the clock here at Waranenko, and the Bearcats close out their home schedule with a 70-18 win over the Wolfpack.
A statement win for this Bearcats team, getting a lot of revenge from last season's AAL2 championship game against this Mississippi team. 70 points put up on the board. Can't ask much more if you're the Jersey Bearcats, with still 1 game left on the regular season.
We are going to give it a few brief moments down on field level to see if head coach A.J. Roque comes to the microphone. If not, Nick, our coverage of Bearcats football in 2026 very likely ends here. Final thoughts.
An impressive showing for the Bearcats tonight, and I think this is the momentum you want to have, Joe, before the playoffs come around. But big test next week for this team, facing the lone undefeated team in the AAL, that being the Columbus Lions. So we'll see if the Bearcats can keep this momentum going on the road next weekend.
We have handshakes between the two teams, so we'll see if Coach Roque heads over following handshakes. If not, the NBA Finals are getting underway in less than 5 minutes, and I know you have post-game plans. And here on PDF, for me, it has been a packed day of coverage. We covered the Maple League this morning, and I was getting a message from our producer, Dave, back home. But nonetheless, Nick, packed day of coverage here on PDF. We began with the Maple League this morning. It was a win for the Crocodiles over the Giants here on PDF. We wrap up our doubleheader here on this Saturday with a Bearcats win, 70-18, our final score. Nick, do you see Coach Roque out there on the field? I do. He's exchanging words with his counterpart on the other side. So we'll give it another 30 seconds. But, Nick, if we are signing off for the final time this year here at Waranenko, it has been a blast covering Bearcats football as always. We hope that once again we were able to step up the quality of our broadcast this year. And, of course, we are very excited to potentially be back next year. Nick, how about a yeehaw to sign us off?
I'm good.
Nick declines, and that's how we'll wrap it up.
I will say, looking forward to next month.
I'll give the Knicks a yeehaw as we sign off for the final time. Yeah. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside Nicholas Pavona, our engineer Joe Calabrese, our camera operator Pat Gialorenzo. We thank you one final time. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Enjoy the NBA Finals. Let's go Knicks, and thank you everyone for another great season of Jersey Bearcats Arena football.